Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm your host, Nighthawk, and today I'm joined by Riot LegendaryLarry, Riot Ranger, two of my very first guests on this scuffed sort of podcast experience sort of thing. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and tell everyone kind of what you do at Riot.
Yeah, Alex, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. My name's Alex, and I am Senior QA on Champion Updates. Is that enough of an introduction, Larry?
I mean, yeah, we'll dig into that later. Don't
All
worry.
right, cool. That's what I do.
And
What's
then
you, Larry?
I'm Larry, and I do shit. No, I'm the art outsource manager for Champions team.
All right.
Yeah.
So these
that
two
enough?
have graciously accepted on coming on tonight to answer your questions in chat about anything to do with League of Legends. Now, there are a few restrictions there. They cannot talk about anything upcoming. They can't leak anything. There's no announcements happening on this stream today. So don't ask them anything about upcoming reworks, like when's Morgana and Kale coming out, or that kind of thing. But they can talk about personal questions related to League, how they feel about certain champions, that sort of thing. So, let's see if anyone has really said anything today. Oh, and also, courtesy of Larry himself, we have been gifted with 4,000 RP to do mystery skin giveaways throughout the night. As you can see through the exclamation point giveaway command, we will be hosting those. I didn't want to set a certain time period because that's a little constraining, but we'll probably say every 20 to 30 minutes we'll be doing a RP giveaway sort of thing. And how that will work is you'll add me right here in League of Legends, or I'll add you, and then we'll do a giveaway through a mystery skin. So right through the store right here, gifting center, your name here, like that, and then you would get a mystery skin or something equivalent to that. So stay tuned for those coming soon. Yes, they will only be on NA, unfortunately, because that's where I have the RP. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Moonboy65 wants to know. I sent you a tweet. I wanted to know some splash art artists for the new winter skins coming. So I'm assuming he's talking about the like the Winter Wonderland Twitch and
Yeah.
Master Yi. Are you able to talk about those?
Yes, we actually. This is gonna be a weird answer, non-answer. So we're still figuring out how to best attribute artists or credit artists. So in the future, hopefully it'll be much easier to find out this information. But for now, see here, Winter Wonder Nico was headed up by Ate. I forget his last name, but he is one of the illustrators that's come on in the past couple months. Yeah, he headed that up, and the team, rallied around him and gave support and stuff like that. Winter Wonder Mundo was tag teamed. We had Crow God doing the initial work, and then Alvin helping him out with feedback and direction, and the team kind of jumped on it at the end to get it finished. Let's see here. What were the Twitch? Twitch was done by I'm trying to remember his name. Ming Chen. There you go. Ming Chen. One of the new illustrators. He actually works for a different studio now. And we're figuring out a relationship with that studio specifically. But yeah, he headed that up and did a really good really good job on that. That was his first illustration with us. And this year I think Jessica was the one who gave him back on that. Then we had Master Yi. Master Yi was done by Pan. Tungwei Pan, senior artist. So I think that's all of them, right? We got Go, Twitch.
I believe so,
E.
yeah.
Yeah, those 4 of those.
Usually when they do skin lines like these, they release them in groups of 5.
Oh,
So that way you can make a
Soraka. You're
team.
right, Soraka.
Ooh, sorry.
Damn. There are
Kinda
2
forgot about the
artists
Straka one.
that I flip back and forth. It was... Here, let me just log in real quick and look it up. Because I can do that. Because I'm cool.
That's not true.
Yes, I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything.
You're a nice person.
All right, while Larry's looking that up, we have another question in chat. Question for Ranger. How's it going with Rengar /VSX/SFX restore? You said it would probably come out 8.2.4, but it seems like it took you a little longer than expected.
Yeah, so the whole goal was to get Rengar, LeBlanc, and Yasuo done by 8.24. And what I thought it was is a lot of times when we like change champions, revert them, rework them, or whatever, sometimes we forget like how to hook up an ability with all of its VFX. Because you're like, okay, when Rengar pushes Q, this happens, this happens, this happens. They called it these VFX. And sometimes they just forget to put those in there. That was not the case with Rengar's. His was actually deleted. So I'm in the process of finding them while they've been deleted from other people and having to have a VFX artist create new ones. So Rengar's gonna be 9.1. I was gonna put that message out on Monday, but now it's good. He won't be ready for 8.24. They are just not as bloody, and that also brings up the problem that China can't have blood, therefore they have to be black and red, and it's hard to hook up. Rengar's a pain in the ass, so it makes me sad.
Rengar's got too many visual effects, guys.
You know, and it really is sad because I didn't even know that there were so many that were lost until I started talking to the Rengar players. And they're just like, they're posting all these pictures, and I'm like, how did this happen? Like, it's depressing almost that you're just like someone... I mean, because all you have to do is have a picture of him before you reworked him and a picture of him now, and then be like, oh, look at the difference. Like, but as someone that's never played Rengar, when I play him, like, when I see him, I'm just like, oh, okay, looks the same. So I do feel really bad for Rengar players. I'm trying really hard to get him in. I can't promise 9-1 because if you promise something, you're just setting yourself up to be just killed by people. But that is our aimed at goal.
Did you happen to pick those things up, Larry?
Pick what things up?
Okay, yeah.
Larry, you were
sharing
doing
them in
something.
chat.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Winter Wonder Soraka was done by Killart. Jess and Jennifer was helping out back. Team. As a caveat, the team always works on these. They're not done individually. Very rarely does an artist. Actually, I can't even say very rarely. Never does an artist go like alone at an illustration. They normally will be like responsible for it. They'll do the initial thumbnails and like, kind of guide it all through, but they get feedback from the team, from both the illustration team, product team, and they'll share paint overs and suggestions to each other. And then sometimes they'll just get to a point where like, I have no idea how to do this, and someone goes, well, like, I'll just polish it up for you. So always a caveat, the team works on it. It is a team effort. It's just some people have more like responsibility for an illustration to make sure that it gets done than anyone else. So
some of my favorite splash arts that you guys did a while ago, Elderwood Hecarim. I believe that was done by Riot Curing Jules. She works for the company that makes the Legion Tower Defense 2 now, but this is one of the best splash arts right here. How is there not a good splash art picture?
Think that was made by who?
Wasn't it made by Julie? Riot Curing?
It was made by
Curing anymore.
Like, if you go back to the art station, he has it up there.
Oh yeah.
It was made by Victor Maury.
Oh.
There you go, Moon Boy noise. Yep.
Man,
Yeah, and
which
Victor
one did she make then?
is just so gifted.
Yes. Dude.
I'm confused then. I must be
Yeah,
thinking of a
I actually
different
have a
splash art.
picture of him because he was doing that splash, and he was talking about like all like the trees and stuff and feeling like Bob Ross is kind of a joke, and I went and photoshopped him on like his face on Bob Ross and then Elderwood Hecarim on the canvas. I think I have that somewhere still.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was fucking Aurelian Soul. I can't believe I mixed that up.
Yeah. Oh, Kieran, you're talking about I'm blanking on her name.
Jules.
Her name's not Julie.
Isn't it? Oh, no. Sorry. It's Jean.
That was
it's Jean.
Oh,
It's
Jean. There you go.
Yeah.
Jean. I was like, Julie? Who the fuck is Julie? Yeah, Jean. Jean, go.
Yeah. I was thinking of one of my other friends who used to work here, right?
Party is cat.
Party's
Alex,
Cat,
do you know who that is?
I don't know who Party's cat.
Party is cat is?
No, what is
For
Party's
shame.
Cat? Okay, well, don't shame me in
For-
public, I mean.
For shame. Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who's Party's cat? Like, do I need? I'm googling it right now.
Yeah, you do. It's the prodigal son.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Now
okay.
you know. Yeah.
Is that a name?
Know your shame.
That's my bad.
Yeah, this is a really good splash here too.
No, dude. Pinon.
Oh, Pinon.
You.
Pinon.
No, they're not our questions only. That's just the topic we're on right now.
Which I'm actually surprised you knew all the art stuff, man. That's I'm a little
Who,
impressed.
me?
Wait,
Yeah, you.
Oh, dude, I have to. Yeah,
Ah.
It's gotten to the point where I have to write a lot of it down. But yeah, back in the day, I used to be able to tell you just about everything.
I guess the same with champions. Like you asked me who would be
Exactly.
in a champion, like pop it out. So I feel you.
This playlist, sorry, it's
Yeah.
literally just a 24/7 jazz thing on Google. There it is for you, Ethan.
Yeah, Paul Jarvis is.
Paul Jarvis.
So something about Poppy is the product owner didn't want the snaggletooth, and he was like super angry about it. Like he was just like, no one's gonna like it. It's stupid. It's ugly. And the whole team was like, it's the cutest thing ever. And then it goes,
You don't
Yeah.
get it.
Like, yeah, he does not get the snaggletooth. But
No.
There's a whole subreddit out there called Cute Little Fangs, and she was all over there when she got reworked.
really, cute little
It's-
things is a thing.
It's a
Yeah.
big thing in Japan. It's like for certain. That's like they actually will have dental procedures to help
no,
like mismatch. I'm not even joking,
Larry.
dude.
No,
It is a thing.
I'm not falling for it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if they can talk about that, Panon. Pretty much anything
Make
that's
it more
not been
marksman
announced, or I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess the question leads into the state of marksman right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I know
which
Medler
is-
put something out a really long post out yesterday about the state of marksman.
Did he? During
Yeah, hold up, I'll bring it up for you.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it's always funny to hear someone refer to someone else as their like riot tag.
Yeah, while you look that up, I'm just gonna say something. If you see a rioter and ask us, do you know who this person is, and use their riot name, there's a very low chance we will, unless we play League with them. Because
Yeah.
in no way is Larry Legendary, whatever your stupid name is.
Legendary.
And so, like, I just know him as Larry, and it's just like, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
So I always
That's
feel
right.
like, all right, let's see what he's doing. Oh,
Pretty long post.
ho!
Wow. Okay.
So I believe the
Well-
gist of it is that they don't think that crit is in a good spot right now. It feels a little weak. Says they're forced to build late game. It's unsatisfying. Marksmen are potentially skewed towards almost too offensively and no defensive itemizations. So that says specifically we'll be looking at Corki, Zaya, Ashe, Vayne, Tristana, and Jinx in 8.24b. And then 9.1, we'll be looking at the crit items, blah, 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 that kind of stuff.
Well, so I guess I don't think marksmen are in a bad spot, and I know saying that it's gonna have a lot of people. Crit marksmen don't feel like they're good right now, but there are still plenty of marksmen that are good. It's just the first time since the game's ever been released that a crit marksman wasn't the top of the food chain. and that's why it kind of feels like worse and kind of whatever. I am a crit marksman main. I love my Caitlyn, and it's sad, but if Caitlyn's strong, no other ADC can really function very well in lane.
Ooh, yeah.
So we're gonna have to be kind of careful on how we make crit items, because we don't want to get back into the same spot where you have to pick Caitlyn if she's open. Which is
what's
like
what's your thought on that outlier where Caitlyn is going Grasp the Undying just because she has such long aggressive attack range?
It's hilarious, and that's another, like, balance is so hard because players do this kind of stuff. Like, why would we ever think of that? And then, like, how do we prevent that?
The funniest thing is when Conqueror first came out, it looked like you guys went as far out of your way as possible to make it so that it wouldn't really be viable on ranged characters, like barring not not letting you pick it on a ranged character. But we still see it as probably one of the most aggressive and most popular keystones for marksman right now. You see it on Lucian. I've seen it on Ashe. You see it on Draven. It's insane. I don't know if that's because of the state that maybe other keystones are in, or people just really like AD and true damage.
Wait, are you right now? Ashe is getting Conqueror?
I've seen it multiple times in my games. I mean, granted, I am not high elo at all.
No judgment.
Oh wait, before we go, before just jumping in real quick, Sherelle, tell him what your highest elo was.
Oh, highest elo, Diamond 1.
See, there you go. That's why you should listen to Sherelle.
Yeah.
I was hired because I was good at League of Legends. That was why they hired me.
Yeah, every time I see a QA position out there on Twitter, it's like, you must be at least Diamond 5. I'm like, all right.
That's the playtest team.
That's the playtest team, yeah.
So yeah, I will say that not all QA are good. Trust me, the person that sits next to me is bronze. His name is Anthony. He is a bronze player.
Oh, throw him under the bus. Oh no.
Right now he's at a concert, so he won't be able to.
Yeah, there's a few really, really bad QA guys out there. I know Jeff. Oh man.
Jeff Dorian? JD? Mm-hmm. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I like you, Ben. You're a good guy.
Hopefully Jeff's not here right now.
He'd probably have spoken up by now.
Yeah, he would have busted in the call and screaming.
Right. But
yeah, back to what we were talking about, the Conqueror thing. Draven takes it, that's fine. We just didn't want it to be one of those commanding things that everyone had to take if you want to be aggressive. The fact that Ashe takes it's kind of weird. I don't know why I picked it on Ashe.
It might just be an outlier where it's like, hey, there's not really a great keystone on Ashe right now. Like, you have Lethal Tempo, which is, it's all right.
Lethal Tempo, that's the great one, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Lethal Tempo. As much as I love attacking really, really quickly, I just feel like it feels kind of out of place on AD carries.
I get you.
Especially in lane. But the way you said that about Conqueror, you didn't want it to be overly used. What do you guys think about Dark Harvest? Because that's like the big thing right now.
It is getting nerfed, right? Like,
yeah.
No one should be surprised. It's preseason. They did like a pretty big chunk. Now I think that the community is vastly overusing it.
Yes,
it is
and
not
I think,
the greatest
I think that's
on
the
ever.
problem. So one of the things I did when I saw people saying, "Oh, Dark Harvest so OP, must be gutted," blah blah blah. I looked up damage comparison runes for different popular runes in the AD carry and mid roll throughout the last few patches, and it looks like, on average, this was before the nerf, Dark Harvest was doing 500 to 1,000 more damage per game in comparable game lengths than other popular picks like Electrocute, Arcane Comet, Airy, Press the Attack, stuff like that. So it was definitely outperforming those runes, but it wasn't to the point where it was like insanely outperforming them. So it could have been, I think a lot of it was, this is one of the only new things that has come out recently. Everyone wants to try it out, and anything new is obviously OP.
Yeah, and it's also shocking when it happens. You get hit by that random Jin W that just does 500 damage.
It's pretty easy to proc once you actually proc it.
Yeah.
And that might have been
Yeah,
part
so-
of the problem.
I think the reset might be a little low. That's why Karthus is doing good, because like his E can proc it. Someone dies, a second later it procs again.
So there's an interaction right now that is a little curious, but I don't know if it's intended or not. Champions like Scion, I believe he's pretty much the only one. But
that's a bug.
he can actually, he gives you 2 stacks because you can get one off of his main character and then off of his zombie. Is that
Yeah, it's fixed in 824. That's a bug.
Okay, that is a bug? Okay.
Our bad.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I think that's the only champion that it really affects. You can see it on Kog'Maw, but obviously you can't proc it. And then same with Lyssandra's Thralls, I believe. But I'm not positive about that
Really?
one. Sorry, did we miss anything in chat while we were talking about this? My bad. I've been ranting on my own without actually looking at stuff.
I was staring up at the ceiling trying to think about Conqueror. So,
Let's see. You like
quick
jazz? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Quinn says, "Are there plans on making?" Okay. Did we say anything about the marksman items? No, you said you
Marksman
didn't
items.
think
Oh,
any carries were in
well,
a terrible spot.
well, I mean,
So-
with the God, Medler putting that out and then us not being able to tell you yes we're making or no we're not. Like, it's just more of they're very much looking at that space, as you can tell from Alex talking, and that's probably the best answer you'll get out of us.
Mhm.
yeah, I think best answer is we know it's a problem with crit marksman. We want to make them feel good while not being dominated in lane.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner than later, because I know that the guy on live team that is in charge of it is an ADC crit player. Like, he is also suffering as much as I am. We love our Caitlyn. We would love her to be back, but in a way that's not just dominating.
Yeah. I love it when you see riders who actually are invested in the champions or roles that are being worked on. Like Blastoise Nathan, I think his name is.
Yep.
He's an
Nathan Brown.
avid Yasuo main, and you always see him crusading for Yasuo on the forums and on Reddit. That's always a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I watch his
want to do a
streams
shout out
every
to
now and then.
Yasuo players. I am impressed by how nice they are.
Oh.
Like, I know. Like, you assume that they're just shitbags, right? Because they're playing Yasuo. But when I asked for like help and replays and videos, they were just as nice as like any other player would be. And I was like, I have thought of you so horribly wrong, and I'm sorry. You're good people.
Hashtag not all Yasuo players. I say Moonboy65 had a question for you, Larry. I'm not sure if you probably don't know this off the top of your head, but what was the first splash art worked on by Jessica Owenhart? I
Owenhart?
butchered that. Owenhart.
That was, let's see here. I think it was a Nidalee splash.
Well, there you go. And
Yeah, I think she did one of the Nidalee splashes. See here, John Byrne did the prehistoric one. And she did. Fuck, I have to look it up. But yeah, I think she came on right around Nidalee, is what she worked on first.
Nidalee, the visual update? Wait, has Nidalee had a visual update?
Yeah, she had all. By the way, all of her splashes have been updated. So,
Yes,
but she
yes,
had
yes, I
a
remember
she had a
now.
yeah. Let's see if I can find out real quick. Let's see here. Yeah.
that Wrath wants to know why you were so sexy, Larry.
Why? You're just gonna have to blame my parents for that one.
Good genetics.
Yeah, I tell you. So John Byrne did the Nidalee, the primal Nidalee. Is that what she called? Prehistoric Nidalee. He did the initial sketches and like push for it, but then it got if I remember correctly, got iceboxed for a little bit, and then Jess finished it out. And I think that was one of her first ones that she like worked on. But from beginning to end, oh god, I'd have to ask her.
See,
Will I marry
Elva?
Elvirath?
Yeah.
I'm
Probably
already
not.
married.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So this
Yeah.
is a pretty good question. What champions do you think are in like a perfect spot right now in their balance? Or as close
of
to
them.
perfect as you can get.
None of them. So, all right. Before Sherelle just completely destroys me on this answer,
Wow.
because you're going to.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
The visualization I would have for that is we have 140, 150 some odd champions, and then however many items in a game, and then you have runes and masteries or runes on top of that. There is no way you are ever going to get a perfectly balanced, but anything. There are so many factors because if one champion is balanced, that the thing that makes them balanced will unbalance 15 other either items or champions or whatever. So I would say that there's no such thing as a perfectly balanced champion because there's so many intersecting factors though on that sense. Now, Sherelle, go ahead and tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're fine. I think that's a great answer. But I would say Warwick.
Oh,
So if I
okay.
had to pick one, and so my thing with Warwick is we really haven't buffed or nerfed him at all since his release. And he is a character that can feel overpowering without Snowball controlling the whole game. And that's Kit's side. So I think he's in if I had to pick a champion that I'm proud to be that's a good guy, I think Warwick's in the great spot. And then my joke answer is gonna be a Kali because I wanted everyone to groan. But you gave such a good answer, I felt like it was just I shouldn't troll.
Real quick on that, for a question from me: how much consideration do you guys put into changing items and runes and stuff like that? And how much consideration do you put in when changing items that are essential to certain champions? Sheen is essential to Ezreal, Jax, those types of champions. Do you put in a lot of thought about how that'll affect their balance, or do you sort of just say, we'll see how it rides out and then adjust them based on that?
I'm not on that team specifically. Sherelle, have you helped out with that team?
So I want to read this question. Where's this question written?
Oh, that was a question
from
me.
Ben.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the thing is with that team specifically, they from the outside, right? They put a lot of time and effort into trying to find the potential problems, and then they work very closely with the playtest team. But I to answer your question, yes, they do take a lot of time and consideration. But I know a couple times there have been changes to items where they're look, it will fuck these characters, but it will put all the other champions in a much better place. So the needs of the few, right, don't outweigh the needs of the many kind of idea. So, but that's very few items. They do take it pretty seriously when they try to alter things like that.
Yeah, I was surprised. From a personal standpoint, I was surprised when Sterix got changed from giving base AD to bonus AD. I thought it was going to screw over a lot of Sheen Sterix champions, but I don't think it really made too much of a difference. People still build Sterix and people still build Sheens.
It really is still terrifying.
Sorry, we missed a lot of good questions in chat real quick. Let me see if I can go back and find the best ones.
Go ahead, figure that stuff out.
I was monopolizing you guys. 1 second. Let's
That
see.
sounded dirty.
What if Press the Attack was reworked into more of a fervor of battle so Conqueror can still exist? Yeah, so I think the question is basically asking, how do you feel about Press the Attack in the situation where Conqueror exists and feels superior in a lot of circumstances?
I think they're two different things. I mean, Conqueror, you would never take those are I'm having a hard time here. They're two very separate things. Press the Attack helps your tame, right? Am I trolling here?
So okay, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You tell us.
I get where you're coming from.
Does
Yeah.
it help your team?
Yeah, so I'm pulling up the rune right now just so I can read this because I'm still having a hard time.
It does
But Press the
do, I think,
Attack.
12% damage amp from any damage after
all
3
sorts.
attacks.
For characters that ramp up, that characters that do that kind of stuff, it's very different than Conqueror is. Conqueror, you build up like off minions, and then you go in and do damage on the character, and it's only your damage compared to press the attack. Where if I'm playing someone, like even Caitlyn, I would never take Conqueror over press the attack. I don't know. They're two different things. I think they both need to exist, and they're both good at what they do.
All right, so Informant Scourge has a question about off-meta. He says, what does Riot think about off-meta stuff, and is there any plans to buff some of the worse ones, like Renekton's AP scaling on his ult? So, champions that have some like weird off-meta possibilities that have never really been explored.
We don't... So without giving leaked information, we're not looking into making Renekton AP. Like, that's not a thing. The reason why he has AP on his ultimate is so that stats aren't just generally wasted. Because things give you AP rather than just you building AP.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that though.
Yeah, and that's a design choice. One of the designers doing that if he wants to make a call out, like Irelia's W scales off AP. That's just so AP doesn't feel wasted. But like off meta things, it's really hard. We're not looking to make every character AP and AD. But as you can see, that we took that away from Evelyn. I took AD away, and I'm super okay with that. It wasn't a healthy game style. You were looking just to blow someone up instantly, and AP kind of does that. It's just AD didn't need to as well.
Yeah, we definitely seen a shift away from dual builds on champions like that. Like, you don't see AP anymore. You don't see a ton of AP Tristana or champions like that.
All those things were really unhealthy. Like, most of those, if there was an outlier, like AP Scion, AP Tristana, they were trying to blow someone up instantly.
Yeah.
It wasn't... Yeah.
I
Name one, Larry.
No, I was just saying. I think I remember.
Name
in the past,
one,
at
Larry,
least,
right now.
This is my own perception. Sorry, my bad. Silver 3 scrub here.
I love you, buddy. I'm sorry.
I remember in the past, like whenever, like even something as simple as building on hit versus AD versus AP on end of the champions, it forces you to play a little differently, and it forces the champion into a slightly different role. Like, for instance, I play Bran mid. That's just where I play him, but he's a very strong support. But those are two very like fundamentally different roles. And you would probably build slightly different, and you would probably, approach the game slightly different. And I think in the past that was the goal. That, from my perception, was like if you had a champion who had AD and AP, it was more of like, okay, you can go full AD, or you could go full AP, or you could do a mix of both. And depending on which route you go, you have to play a little differently. I think that mentality kind of rolled up into experimental champions like Kayn. Kayn is very much a depending on how you want to play, you switch between the two. But in terms of off meta, I don't think it's a goal of champions team. I could be wrong with that. I don't think it's a goal for that to be a focus. But it's definitely not something that as long as it doesn't upset the balance of the game or the health of the game, I don't think it's really a problem either. It's just more of a, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Not sure if anyone knows anything about this, but it says Freeze, who is a master tier, almost challenger, I think.
I know
Nivea
Freeze.
one trick. He wants to know if you have any information or any thoughts on Nivea. He says she's basically forced into buying 2-mana items early, and a good 90% of his games are already decided before he gets his catalyst.
So, Freeze, my friend, we've talked about this for years. Like, I think I've known him for like a year and a half or whatever. Not every character is going to have a great early, mid, and late game. So right now the meta is weaker in the early. The games are shorter, which means that Anivia is weaker in the early game. You might just not be able to pick Anivia as much. I'm sorry. But that's like how it has to go. Like,
he's not gonna like that answer.
He's not gonna like that answer. But that's like the truth. Like, when the meta shifts, we can't just make every champion super good early game. We can't just reduce all of Anivia's costs by 40 mana because the games are ending earlier.
I mean, you could.
But then everything starts feeling the same.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the games continue to be this short. We reduce mana cost somewhere, something like that. But it just can't always be every champion's good in every stage of the game.
Too many champions for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, real quick for Larry, if you had to pick any splash arts for the new Sona splashes, who would you? If you had to pick any splash arts for the new Sona splashes, or splash art artists for the new Sona splashes, who would you pick for each one? I would personally pick Gem Flores on Silent Night.
I'm guessing, like, redo them?
Yeah, I guess redoing them.
Oh, see here. I have to look up the Sona splashes now.
I really like the Arcade Sona splash art. That one's really, really old, but it doesn't feel like aged at all.
Let's see. If I had to just pick with like internal artists, that's hard. I think Jess would do a great job with either Muse or Arcade. I think that Alvin would be a good one for blanking on the name. One second. Let me actually just look up all the splashes. That's a really tough question, actually.
We can come back to that if you want to think about it for a little bit.
Oh, there you go. So this is going to be racially insensitive. I think sorry, not Alvin, Alex. I think Alex would do a bang up job, like an amazing job on DJ Sona, just because of all the hard surface stuff. Jess on Arcade Sona, and then I would put Pan or Bo on the yeah. I'm gonna fuck up the name. Gucci, yeah, the Chinese Sona. But that would be my picks, I think. Because those are really the ones that need to be redone. Well, maybe not DJ Sona.
So here's an interesting question from Cloud Carry. He says, do you feel like new champions have too much feature creep? That champion reworks are often forced to be overloaded. I'm assuming Akali is a main example for that. What are the chances we see more simple champions? Like champions, I'm assuming like Garen or Annie.
Yeah, let me see champion release so I can... dates. So why aren't they in order?
Overloaded champ.
Yeah, so I will say that things have been get stronger, but like I would say Nunu is pretty simple for what he does.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good example.
Then we also had Warwick, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think Evelyn is also decently basic.
I think she's I think there's, I guess the difference would be, would you mind describing what you find overloaded versus complex? Because personally, I think Yasuo is overloaded, but some people would just say he's a complex champion. I think Evelyn's a complex champion. I don't know if she's overloaded though.
I think a lot of people find Akali's current kit a little overloaded, whether it's based on the healing on her Q, the true stealth on her W, the big gap closer on her E, or the execute on her ult and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't have a huge opinion on that myself, so.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. I see. Having a passive on more than 2 abilities.
Yeah, they're not wrong. Things have scaled, but I mean, everything's scaling. Players get better. Players want more interesting things. We're not going to make a character as simple as original Ashe.
Mm-hmm. That crit passive on her fucking.
Yeah, exactly. It feels bad now. So I think the most basic champion we're gonna come back to is Warwick, that we made recently. Every once in a while,
I agree with that.
We'll do something like that.
I think Warwick's an excellent example of somebody who's modern and strong, but not like crazy overloaded.
Yeah.
Could you describe the current meta in as few words as possible? Short games, better jungler wins.
So I think it's better mid wins.
Better mid wins.
Yeah. I also think people give up way too easy.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Some that I saw on Reddit was people saying the bounty system is ridiculous. My team gets punished for being ahead. games are over too early. And it's like, well, that's why the bounties are so high, because they swing back and will make the games last a bit longer. Like, no, at 8 minutes I give up. And I'm just like, oh my god, no.
Okay, so it's interesting. It's interesting how that can vary depending on what region you are, and it's funny for different reasons. So in the States, let's say in NA, the games are over too quick because of these things. Well, okay, well that's there's been some thought around that, and you're like 8 minutes in, forfeit, and you're like, okay, I agree. I think that's a little hasty. But in places like Korea or China, anywhere where you're paying for time at a PC cafe, a PC bang, they they only have an hour to play as much, or 2 hours, or however many they're gonna pay for. So they want to cram in as many quality games as they can, and by quality games, they just want to cram in as many as they can win, But that has nothing to do with the game right then and there. Sure, you could. That's the thing. You could come back from a game, but the amount of time and effort to put into it might not be something you're willing to put in.
All right. So Elva said, question for Larry. I'm not sure if you meant Alex, because I don't think Larry has too much insight on this, but I mean, you can answer if you want, Larry. He said, are there any plans on changing Quinn? She has had a mini rework a few years back, but nothing save changing how her blind/ult works. Do you think she might be a little too oppressive in lane as per the last round of nerfs? Or do you think she's not on the radar at the moment?
Well, I mean, we already said we couldn't really answer any product specific stuff.
Quinn's in such a strong spot right now. I don't understand the question. Like, Quinn is super strong.
He's saying,
he's
are
saying,
you planning on?
Do you think she might be too binary, where she's too oppressive in lane?
It's very possible. I think Pantheon falls in the same thing like that, and those are good. Like, I want to stress this again, just kind of like when Freeze brought up. Not every champion can be balanced or not balanced. I shouldn't say balanced. Super good in the early, mid, and late. Be able to poke. I mean, you have to give up things to excel at other things. So Quinn is really good at pressuring lane, split pushing, being unable to be ganked because of her W, but she's really crappy in team fights. That's kind of what you're giving up. Like, so yeah, she's binary. She's super like, I'm just going to continually chunk you and poke you in lane, and that's a good thing. That's why we want her to be there. That's her spot. That's what players that want that gameplay kind of like go to. They go, oh, I want to be Quinn, I want to be Pantheon, I want to be Renekton. So that's a good thing. No, we wouldn't change that, because that's kind of how we want her to be.
Bam, answered.
a lot of the ones past that have gotten answered already in chat by Ranger, so we can actually move forward because we're really behind.
Go faster. I'm sorry, Larry and I can both talk forever.
Benonia, this might be more on your side, Larry. He says, have they brought up Kaisa's weak character development? I'm not sure what you mean by weak character development. She has a pretty, she's one of the only lores that I actually know, so I wouldn't say it's too weak. What do you think?
Yeah,
Larry?
actually, if you want to be a little more specific in what aspect you think that the character development is weak in, that'd be great.
That'd probably help out.
That is a loaded question, though. It's super loaded, because a lot of the current cultural and societal impacts that Riot has been forced to not deal with is not the right word, but forced to come to terms with and really evaluate themselves on. Kaisa is one of the ones that got picked up. Whether or not that is fair or not is a different discussion, but her character development went through the same process, and I can talk about that a little bit, in the sense that, remember, at Riot, it's not just one person making all the champions, or it's not just 2 people, 3 people making all the champions. It's a large team, and a lot of times, for instance, the narrative team, who would be responsible for coming up with the lore or the background, they will be juggling 2 or 3 different projects, and so they will do their best with and sorry, that makes it sound like they don't put a lot of time into something. They're very hardworking, is what I meant. They're constantly working, and there are sometimes situations where one particular discipline will be painted into a corner because of the product goals or the product focuses. Certain champions are meant to be extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? And I'm also getting pinged on some. I don't know what.
It's Vivi. She's saying you want to go to dinner.
Oh wow. What actually? What is that notification? That sounds like Discord. Anyway, so remember that there are 3 major disciplines. There are a lot of different people on the teams, and sometimes the focus, the time, the timing, the actual development cycle does not allow for the same amount of love that other champions will get in certain areas, because that's just not their focus, or there are a lot of external factors that the team, external to the pod itself, that they have to deal with. That's one like avenue or reason why you may perceive it to be underdeveloped. The other one could be that's exactly what they went for, that's exactly what they needed, and it may be because there were other updates that were going on at the same time. I know Malzahar and Kassadin were like being updated, the Void itself was being talked about and stuff, and it was meant to fit within the world. In the past, a lot of champions were very like pedestal-y, where like they are the champion, they're this big bright shining piece, and they kind of stood apart from everything. And then when you looked at the full 140 champions, this pantheon of characters, you're like, okay, how do all these things fit together? How does that world work? And by having them all be these great big amazing characters, you kind of started to close yourself off from that. So that would be another potential reason.
All right, sorry, I kind of got off track. I was trying to figure out. I want to do a quick giveaway, real quick, for some mystery skins, because we've been going for a while and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But I'm trying to figure out how to get the Streamlabs giveaway thing working. So let me get a question up real quick, and then I'll try to figure out this giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway right after this next question. So Informant Scourge says, he was talking about the off-meta stuff. He says the pre-season phrase was, is it meta, with the video showing champions like AP Shyvana, AD Janna, Moosepeed Rammus, that kind of stuff. But you said there aren't any plans to help push variety. I would, real quick, I would argue that the stage we're in right now is one of the most diverse and has the most variety of the game meta since 2011 or 2010. There's been so much change in the past over the past year with bruisers in the bot lane. You have Karthus going, holy shit, we just got a gigantic donation from Elva. Let me finish my thought and then I'll thank Elva. I mean, it's been a very diverse year in terms of the is it meta, and I think the preseason changes haven't really exacerbated that, but I don't think it's right to dismiss the diversity. I'll let Ranger talk about that in just a second, but Elva just dropped a $50 donation saying,
I haven't said recently,
even after dialing back to streaming, I really do admire the way
you have them. Always positive and with a good of wit.
Yeah,
Thanks for being a great friend
I'll say
for so
the
long,
way.
Ben.
Don't leave me in suspense.
Sorry. The bot was saying it at the same time as me. Thanks so much, Elva. I mean, you and all you guys who have stuck around the stream, even though I don't do it as often as I used to. I really appreciate the way you guys stick around and support me financially. Streaming isn't my main thing anymore, but I still do like doing it as a hobby, and I appreciate everyone who sticks around and supports me via that way. Shit. Sorry, yeah. So Ranger or Larry, what do you guys think about the thing that Scourge said? Obviously, I think that diversity is at an all-time high right now. So what do you think?
Do you want to go, Larry?
That's all you, homie.
Diversity is a great thing. I think the runes really open up things. I've been playing AP Shyvana because we did give a lot of love, or not a lot of love, a little bit of buffs to Shyvana's AP scaling. But I wouldn't say it's like a super good thing. I still think AD is better. I guess I didn't mean to say that we just like completely don't want duo builds to exist in diversity with the Renekton thing, but it's not every champion should have it. It's not like a main goal. We want a champion to feel good like in a good spot, and then be able to be played somewhere else maybe. And so with the new thing to hype people up, we're like, yeah, give some things a try things out. Not we've made it so AP and AD are interchangeable. I guess I don't know how to say that better.
I think you said it pretty well. Sorry, it looks like they changed the giveaway thing on Streamlabs from being integrated with it and then to be integrated with the bot. So let me see if I can just get it to work on Nightbot real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I always have issues when people are saying that League is like trying to pigeonhole things, especially considering how much the meta has changed over the past month or the past couple years. I'm sure it's frustrating as a person who works there to get that sort of thing.
We get both. People are like, "Oh, the game's stale, the game's dying," and then the next person's like, "Holy shit, everyone can go everywhere. I hate it." And I'm like, "Wait, I don't."
Yeah.
So.
All right, real quick, I figured out the thing real quick. So we're gonna do the giveaway for a mystery skin real quick. We'll have a bunch more of these because I have plenty of RP to give away, thanks to Larry. So real quick, type ! enter, just like this. And you will be entered to join the giveaway. So type like that. And this is a mystery skin or equivalent RP amount on League. So if you're interested in something that costs $4.90 or less RP, enter the giveaway. Sorry. I
got 4 people. I like it.
Woo. If I don't win,
4 people are listening to it. Wait, 5 people. Did I miscount? Can I not count? We got 5 people.
Counting. Don't count online.
5 people. 6
count.
people.
Makes you look stupid.
My bad.
Is there a way
Sorry,
to turn
7
on
people.
dark mode? This is really bright. It's hurting my eyes.
Which is really funny because it said the Twitch machine got unplugged on my end.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Here, let me refresh.
We got 7 people in the giveaway right now, so I think it's okay.
It was just me.
Can't right now because PC is unplugged. Well, you can still type enter. Oh, okay. No. Okay, Zion. I can send it to you if you're online or offline because we're already friends. While this is going, I guess we can do another question real quick. Did I miss anything important?
They're all important, Ben.
There's the preseason one. Moonboy's gonna walk his dog.
Okay.
I'm all good for being a mid to late game champion as a Nivea. This is Freeze again. My problem comes from when teammates' attitudes of giving up before I get catalyst. Well, people who give up early game, you said that they tend to be playing late game champions, which I'm assuming is sort of a high elo thing. Because in low elo, if you're playing a late game champion, nobody's gonna give up because they're gonna say, "We have the late game. We have the late game." But I don't know. It's like Ranger said. Maybe it's time to adapt to the meta. It's more of a early game meta right now, so I don't know. Not much more can be said on that, I don't think.
Yeah, it's hard, and also it's player perspective and your perspective. So like, I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't be like, no, Freeze, this never happened to you. Maybe it has. Like,
I mean, you could tell him he's wrong. You'd be
but
wrong.
He's not wrong. Yeah. I mean, I fully believe that players have given up because I played like 5 games of League today, and like one of them at 7 minutes, someone was like, "Fucking next," and I was like, "It's fine. We're down 0-5. It's gonna be okay." It's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, I don't know. People give up way too easily. I think that's always been a thing in League, but there's a real shift between the comeback queens who are like, oh, we can win this no matter what, even if the game is lost, and they'll never surrender. But I think it's much worse to give up early than it is to not give up in a lost game. Benonia had a comeback question when he was talking about Kaisa. He said, a lot of community really dislikes the whole perfected 16-year-old left nearly untouched by the void, and the fact that Kaisa's personality is left relatively weak compared to other KDA girls, for example. I don't know if you can really speak for the whole community. I know you said a lot of the community, but there is a vocal amount of people who have that opinion, but I don't think you can say a lot of the community.
Wait, for KDA?
He's talking about how Kaisa's personality is relatively weak compared to the other KDA girls like Ari, Akali.
Is that what he meant by character development? I thought he meant like base Kaisa.
I'm not sure.
I mean, maybe.
I'm
I mean,
speculating.
he could be right. It could. One of them has to be the least, right?
Yeah.
he's probably dead on.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's it.
I think
mean,
you know what's funny? I think she was the first one to be
she 100% was.
concepted and designed. Yeah, I think she was the first one to be worked on when they were doing ideations. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was just saying. I mean, I think they're right. Like that sounds good.
Sounds legit. No, I 100% agree too. Like that is a very good criticism. Because but then again, I don't give to be fair, I don't give a shit about Ari either. I'm like hardcore Akali and Evelyn all the way. Like those are my two favorite out of that. So
Yeah, same.
yeah.
I would marry Akali right now.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna roll for this first giveaway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Curse, hey, congrats, Curse.
Oh,
I'll
Curse
give you
won
a
it.
Mr. Skin right now.
Oh, no.
While I'm doing, what's that? Sorry.
Moon was a couple seconds too late. It's okay.
We're having a lot more of these. I have plenty of.
Yeah, we're gonna
plenty
go
of
again.
RP
Don't worry
giveaway.
about it. Yeah, it was rigged.
While I'm doing this giveaway, or while I'm giving Curse his reward, Elva had a really good question that will fill a little bit of time. He wanted to know favorite champions for in-game kit, lore, and aesthetic, each category respectively. So your favorite kit, your favorite lore, and your favorite looks.
All right, what's your favorite kit, Sherelle?
My favorite kit.
Yeah.
I gotta look at a list of champions.
All right,
wanna leave
mine's
me out.
Brand. That's easy for me.
Your favorite kit? What is wrong with you?
Yes, Brand is the dude. He's my boy. I hands down love Brand's kit. Not saying it's a good kit. It's just my favorite one.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
I guess mine's gonna be Evelyn. I really like Evelyn's kit. I like having that ultimate that I can like throw myself out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just I super love Evelyn, so Evelyn's gonna be mine.
All right. Then it was in terms of like look. What was it? It was lore.
It was kit, lore, and look.
Kit, lore, and look. Okay, so lore. All right, Shrell, how much lore stuff you got?
Oh, dude, I'm a lore nerd in this game.
Yeah.
Here, beat myself.
Ooh.
You guys can answer these questions.
Yeah, we're gonna go nerd out for a little bit. Lore, I'm probably gonna have to go with Kindred.
That's solid.
And I hate how she turned out in game because it's not the same, and it's a shame. Because her lore is amazing.
Right. Lore. I would have to say, actually, I think my favorite one's Echo.
For lore? Oh, that's
Yeah. Because I read the short story, his bio. There's a lot of stuff. And then the comic and the video. But the problem is, there's so much intersecting stuff that I think is just really cool. Like Urgot and Echo like operating in the same city. There was actually at one point in time a pitch for a crossover like story. That was pretty cool. Might still happen. You never know. But I'm just saying that there was a pitch for that, or it might not. I mean, I got to cover my ass. But yeah, I think so. The talking to the narrative team and that some of the plans coming up, I'm very excited about what's happening this year. It's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff. Sorry, derailed the conversation a little bit. All right, and then look, like character design. What's your favorite character design, Sherelle?
Character design. Are we talking about like aesthetically? Like
Yeah, just look. Yeah,
oh,
just
Irelia.
Oh,
Irelia,
all right.
easy.
Yeah.
I love me some Irelia.
I'm gonna steal Larry's real quick. I
What's
really,
that?
really, really like the look of Spirit Fire Brand. I think that's the name of the skin.
Oh, the voodoo.
The one with the
spirit,
like
purple guy.
yeah, purplish blue. That one looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Probably my favorite skin in the game.
In terms of champ, who's my favorite one that I just could look at? That's a hard one.
Think of this.
I'm a big fan of Leona. I'm a big fan of her design.
Her new skin's
I
pretty
don't know
good.
if she's.
Bye now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Buy it now, yeah. Shameless plug. No, I like her design a lot. I think out of the base, just the ones that are coming out, like I'm like, ooh, like pretty. That and Aurelian Soul actually is pretty fucking cool.
He's lame.
So for me, it's Brand. For you, you said Aurelian Soul. Is that what you said? Sorry.
Yeah, he
For-
liked Aurelian Soul.
For design, for the visual design,
For
I think-
visual, yeah. And then
Yeah.
Alex said Aurelia. All right, cool. This is
Interesting.
an interesting question. I don't know if it's another one from Bononia. From a strategic standpoint, does Aatrox make Renekton completely irrelevant? Aatrox offers better early, better scaling into later. Do you expect Renekton to see some sort of changes based on the staple, or as one of the staples of top lane? Blah blah blah. Like coming from a non-Rioter standpoint, I don't like comparing two champions that are very different. And saying like this champion is the better version of this champion. You see that a lot with somebody like Old Graves and Lucian. A lot of people said Old Graves was just bad version of Lucian, like Lucian was Graves 2.0. But there's still a very core group of people who really enjoyed Graves's gameplay and didn't enjoy him being shifted away from the AD carry role. So I don't know if comparing two champions that have very different playstyle, not different playstyles, but different kits, is really a good way of looking at it. I don't think Renekton is as strong as he used to be, but I don't think that he is like completely outclassed from what Aatrox does. But you guys can answer the way that you.
No, I think you answered it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Renekton jumps on someone, like dash, eliminates, continues on with his way. That's not something that Aatrox does, unless he's fed.
They both have mobile high damage beefy sort of kits, but Renekton does a lot more in the sort of sustain high damage lockdown. He's a lot easier to play than Aatrox. He's definitely is basically zero skill shots, so that alone is what makes him a lot different. I mean, you can't really see anyone picking up Aatrox and going really strong with him right away. Whereas with Renekton, I think his kit's simple enough so where you could probably see that a lot easier. So I don't know. Will we see refusing to communicate with the team become a bannable offense again? As the game edges more, it's important that soft enters and griefers don't control the game as much. Is it possible that position-based matchmaking in 2019 will help inform direction from there?
I'm gonna take a stab at this because I can't answer that question. There you go. Next one. No, I'm just no. The problem is, and it's something that I've talked to before, is like a lot of people will tell me, just dude, turn off all chat. Just turn it off. And I was like, why? It's because people flame, and when like I've heard it from so many people that they're like, just like I have such a better time whenever I can't see someone talking to me than when I can. And I was like, okay, all right, I understand that, and I have my own reasons for not doing that. But if someone does have that option turned off, they're not gonna know if you're trying to communicate with them or not. They can even mute your pings, right? Like, so unfortunately, that is a tricky situation, because you would be reporting them for something that they may not have actually been able to like see, or that they have actually voluntarily opted out of. So I think it's important to communicate with your team. I think it's important that you are able to at least use the ping system, but that is a choice for people to make, and I don't know if we have a good option or solution for that. Doesn't say it won't happen. I'm just saying that it's a hard sell one way or the other.
Yep, I'm pretty much agree. That's such a hard thing to ban someone for, report someone for.
Yeah, it's not
he didn't
black
go
and
bot
white.
lane when I thought he would. Yeah, and then it's like, okay, so do we hire one person to review, 15 games a day and make sure that they're following the meta that we have designed and written a document about every 2 weeks that shifts, and this needs to be this. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, it's too hard.
The
And it
informant
could be that
scourge.
from
Oh, sorry.
yeah from I was saying, like, and from their perspective, they'd be like, no, it was a bad call. Of course, I'm not gonna go down that. Like, and so who in that situation? Now, if they go, no, motherfucker, that's a dumbass bullshit call, go kill yourself. That is bannable. Like, that's definitely breaking the rules. But them having a disagreement with you on strategy, that is not, unfortunate.
Yep.
Or fortunately, maybe not unfortunately.
The informant scourge says, I tried AP Shen a while back and I got shit on by my friends telling me the reasons why it was terrible. It was very demoralizing. To that I say,
need
get
new
better
friends.
friends.
Yeah. What? No. Okay, so I'm on the other side. I'm on his friend's side. I've had my friends, like, we get into a game and he's like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to try this new thing I've never seen before and I don't know how it's going to go. And I'm like,
Okay,
wait,
very
don't do
very
that.
important qualifier. Normal or ranked?
Oh, well, I don't give a crap either way. Don't do that in my game.
I at least he lets you know beforehand. I'm just saying. And then number two, like, if you go into it, I will caveat my as well. If you're going into it and you let them know, and like your friends are literally telling you you're dumb and you feel bad, and you like they're serious about it, find new friends. But if they're going in, you're going like, oh look guys, I played AP Shen, and they're just jabbing you, that's different. All right, that's a whole different, because I would do that to any one of my friends.
You've done that to me before.
Multiple times.
Moonboy wants to know what your favorite splash arts are.
Damn it, Moonboy! Why are you asking me to pick my babies?
My favorite splash art is any of the Dark Star splash arts, as you can see in my background right now. They fucking look fantastic. Holy cow. This one's pretty good too.
That's an opinion. I'm just joking. I'm sorry.
God, look at this splash art. Look at this.
didn't
Holy
matter what
shit. They look so
That's
good.
not Dark Star. That's not a Dark Star skin.
This one?
That is.
Oriana?
That is. Oh, sorry. Like Ash, Cosmic Ash is not.
Oh
a
yeah,
Dark
yeah,
Star.
yeah. No.
Dark
I
Star.
had
Get it
the
straight.
Thresh one, and then also the
I got you.
Oriana one. Oh god.
Nah, let's see, favorite splash. It's funny because I've seen splashes that have yet to come out, and unfortunately, the one that I'm thinking of is one that has not come out yet, so I can't tell
my
you.
All right,
goodness.
just say this one right here. This one is obviously the best one. God, this one's so
Which
good.
one? That's not a splash.
It
That's
is
a promo piece of art.
Shut up. God, it's so good. I love it.
All right, I will say, if we're gonna do promo stuff, dude, Suke's the promo for solar eclipse and lunar eclipse Leona. Have you seen that shit?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna pull it up
Oof.
and you'll tell me if it's right.
Oof.
You talking about the splash arts like this or what?
No, the promo.
Let me see if I can find it.
It was like a promo video.
Oh, promo video?
Yeah.
Is it
Or
this one?
for and it might have been for the Coven as well. Keep going.
Dude, I'm trying to look right now. I can't even.
Nah, here, let's see. All right.
Yeah,
let's
Coven
see if I
isn't
can find-
here.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Is this what you're talking about?
That close, but the
That's pretty cool.
for Leona.
This one.
This, yeah, I'm still looking at the Coven one. But
It will show up in a second.
yeah,
This
yeah.
one. Oh, this is
Oof.
pretty badass.
Oh, I love this. This was so good. As
Wait,
soon
no.
as I saw that, I went and I had to ask the promo team who did it.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Ugh, look at it.
Larry, I need you to calm down over there.
My bad.
What about you,
Sorry.
Alex? Do you have a favorite splash art?
I'm just gonna go off of base characters.
Okay.
Because there's just too many. And so mine's gonna be Akali again.
Ooh, yeah.
That was
Akali's
an
splash art
801,
was
yeah.
probably one of
That
the
was-
best ones
yeah.
to come out recently.
Dude, her tattoo, fucking.
Oh my God,
Oh my
so-
god. Yeah, but the journey to get there was so ridiculous.
yeah.
Anyway.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to someone actually getting that tattoo. Like, there are people out there with Katarina tattoos. By the way, Katarina's tattoo does go over her boob. Just letting you know. And
Excuse
there
me?
was someone, yeah, the
Thanks, Larry.
tattoo, like, it goes over her boob. Like, I've seen the pictures. Well, not the pictures. I've seen the drawing. All right.
This
Like
is
the character.
going. Oh, you're doing great, dude. Keep
That's
going.
right. The character drawings for it, and they're like, yeah, this is the layout. This is what it looked like. It was for specs for a different project, and then someone was like, hey, does someone have a? This was like 2 years ago. Someone was like, hey, do you have like a high res or thing of like Katarina's tattoos? And I was like, I don't know. We can find out. And then someone's like, yeah, just send him this, and it was literally just a full body shot. I mean, it didn't show anything too lewd, but it showed where the tattoos would go. And I was like, that goes over her boob. That would hurt, I think. All right, enough of me about talking about Katarina's boobs. Go
Yeah, you're
ahead.
crushing this, bud.
Boob tattoo. That's what we need to name the stream. Anyway, continue.
Sorry. People were talking about how much they like Kindred's whole sort of essence. Yeah, Kindred's a very cool champion in terms of. I think Kindred's kit, aesthetic, and lore are all pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. We need a new form of swap champ. Sounds interesting. Reverse Kindred when?
Oh, yeah, fuck that. I'm so upset when they changed her to crit. I'm still salty about it.
Chris says, out of all your times at Riot, what was or is your favorite moment, either event or release of something you worked on? So, like, what is the favorite time at Riot that you worked on, or like stuff at Riot? What is your favorite thing? Like Earth or for Larry, like a skin release or what?
Go ahead, Larry.
Favorite. All right. Actually, it was really funny. The thing that pops to mind, I guess immediately, is I went to PAX. Not PAX. Sorry, San Diego Comic-Con like 2 years ago, to do some art recruiting. And while I was there, I had my Riot shirt on, since I was on the floor, speaking. Like,
What were you doing on the
Riot
floor,
official
Larry?
capacity.
Why didn't you just get up?
Because I was planking. It was all the rage.
No!
And so I had my Riot shirt on, and I got done talking to most of the artists, and I was like, all right, well, I'll go check the show floor, and I was like, oh, I was gonna go buy some Blizzard merch. It was really funny because I wanted to take a picture of me with my Riot shirt in the Blizzard merch line. Anyway, and I saw this girl in another line who had an amazing Sona cosplay, really well done. So I walked out of line really quick because it was like just across like the little hallway, little gap thing. I was like, "Oh, hey, can I get a picture of you? Because it was a really good cosplay." They're like, "Yeah, sure." And so we took a picture, and I was like, "All right, thanks," and turned around, walked back. And then about 2 seconds later, I feel someone tap me on the shoulder. It's like, "Hey, do you work for Riot?" Because they saw my Riot name and the logo on the back. And I was like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Oh, could like we're in different lines, but could we meet up sometime to talk?" Because they were students and they had a bunch of questions. So I was like, "Yeah, sure. Just meet me over there when you're done." And there's about a group of 5 of them, and they came and we talked for like half an hour. They had a whole bunch of questions, and that was actually one of the, I guess, best times I've had as a Rioter. Was that character interaction, that player.
That was touching. I like
Thank you.
You're a good guy, Larry. I was thinking about like my like hype moments. You're like, oh, like when it hit my heart, Thanks, Larry.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, now you need to rethink mine.
The other thing that I enjoy doing is I talk to a class at my alma mater, so I'm still in touch with one of the professors there, and that's always fun. Is to talk to students. My onomatopoeia. Yeah. Quick tangent. It is the singular form of alumni is alumnus. So, if you ever hear someone go, "I am a blank alumni," and they're talking to themselves like a singular,
then you jump in, you say, "Hey, you're stupid idiot."
You go,
it's alumnus.
Actually, you're an alumnus. Sorry.
You're a lot of things, Larry.
I can narrow down your favorite moment for you, Alex, is when you first met Larry.
It's not that. Like, it's weird that you would say that, but it's actually not that.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah. No, it's probably. I just want to say, like, the first time that I got to sit down and talk to a designer about like why their design sucked.
Wait, you're never gonna make it in here, kid.
It was August.
Oh no.
And so August and Brad are at the office at like 1 a.m.
Oh shit.
And they're like, "Hey, you want to go get Taco Bell?" And I'm like, "Oh, I would love to get Taco Bell." And I was brand new to Riot, and like, what do you think? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, no, tell us what you think. And I was like, Echo some bullshit. I don't know how you got the okay to release that shit.
Oh man.
And they were like, "What's wrong with Echo?" And I'm like, everything. Like, let's talk about it real quick. And it was because I hate when champions have too much on their kits. And so we sat there and talked for like an hour. They went and bought me Taco Bell. And we sat and it like really opened my eyes about like what bad and good design looks like and all this stuff. So they were very nice, very polite, but yeah, I was just like, why do you guys suck so bad? Can you help me out here?
So in short, fuck Echo, Aurelia for life.
Yeah.
Let's see. Isaacat says, "Riot Ranger, yay!" So you got a fan in chat.
Nice.
Let's see. Darkstar Ori was by Gem Flores. Well, she did a fantastic job. It's one of my favorite splash arts.
Gem?
Not Gem Lim. Yeah. Do you know Alex Flores, the illustrator?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, his wife is an illustrator as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
But she
works
as a freelancer, so we work with her every now and again.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Chances of Bloodthirster rework or cost reduction? None. I don't know.
Never. That's about right.
Chance of Bloodthirster rework. No, I mean it's a unique item. So we don't rework items and like characters like that because they're not picked like a whole bunch. It has to be something that's not working.
Yeah.
Or something we can make
Chance of Ohm Wrecker rework.
Never. It's a beautiful item.
The best item out there. So what do you? Okay, this is a personal question. What do you guys think of the old Bloodthirster? Like, did you like that item? I personally loved old Bloodthirster.
I don't play ADCs, so
What was the old Bloodthirster?
It
Well, I
was
have no-
it was a 70 AD item, and every time you got a last hit for 30 stacks, it would stack up 1% of lifesteal and AD
Oh,
or
fuck
something like
that.
that. I don't know. It was something weird. It was like
Oh yeah.
you would get like AD based on your last hits, and I think you would lose it if you died. I don't know. It was like a mini Sword of the Occult. Hold up, I gotta look this up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Actually, I have to go grab something really quick from the other room. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
fine.
I think it was like a mini Sword of the Occult, basically. Let me see
Interesting.
if I'm right. It was a really cool item. I really liked it. Okay, yeah. So before it didn't have the shield, and it was. Let's see, where's it at? Oh, they don't have a. They don't have something on here. Maximum attack damage stacks at 30. Maximum lifesteal. Yeah, so I think it was just a base item with something like 70 attack and like 10% lifesteal, and you could gain stacks based on how much CS you had or something like that. It was pretty cool though.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that I just didn't even know it existed.
It's okay. That was a long time ago. There were old versions of Bloodthirster that were like 3,000 gold and less stats. 80 carries need a sustain item to rush other than Bork. That is an interesting thought. There is not a ton of sustain in the 80 carry role right now that gets metally built. Basically, you have Bloodthirster, Glittering King, and Death Stance sometimes. And that's probably why you saw a lot of Fleet Footwork and Ravenous Hunter. Because 80 carries didn't like to build those items, they liked the sustain from the runes.
I can get that. So
Yeah.
it probably isn't as much of a space for that now, where you just have like a whole lifesteal page or build or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. Lifesteal's probably really hard to balance around. Oh, there is Mercurial. I forgot about Mercurial.
Mercurial's a really good item, but you know, our player base doesn't use active items.
I have a lot of trouble. Every time I pick up a new active item in one of my kits, I have to teach myself to use it. I've been playing a lot of Pike recently, and I pick up fuck. What's the item that gives a spell shield on channel? AD lethality.
Night Blade of the
Edge of Night. Yes.
Edge of Night. Thank you. Yes.
I've picked that up every game because it's a lethality item, but I rarely remember to use the channel, so I need to remember to use that. Yeah, I don't know. Active items are hard. They're hard to remember to use, especially when you don't normally build them.
Yeah. No.
Well, Larry just left, and he was the only one who could probably answer the question about the Cosmic Reaver Kassadin Splash.
Oh,
But,
unlucky. Yeah,
yeah.
I have.
We can make guesses
zero
about it.
info on Oh yeah, let's guess. I like guessing.
Yeah, okay. It's probably the guy who did that other splash chart for Kassadin. Pre-void Kassadin. Ooh.
And I'm back.
Ooh,
Oh, damn
unlucky.
it. We're making fun of you.
Good. That sounds
Larry,
about right.
do you know who did the Cosmic Reaver Kassadin splash chart?
I have no clue.
I really like this skin too. This was a skin I bought for one of my champions.
There was a short time. There was a short time that I was not on. I was not on the illustration team, so that was about that time.
If only they had like a little signature here we could look at. Well,
Maybe.
oh look, 200 RP. It's really cheap. Until October 22nd. Oh, this is on green.
Oof.
We already answered that one. Vincent Chisholm. I think Alex said that it has been pushed to 9.1 because of
9.1. I'm really sorry.
because of issues.
It's complicated.
I'm really surprised
That's
there's
the
so
way I
many
can say
people who are interested in that. That was like you're like the third or fourth person to ask that.
Rengar players apparently had been missing this for a while. And
So
I
okay,
just know that.
what is missing? Does it just not make sounds?
So it's making sounds. It's the VFX that are missing. Like it's not as bloody of a Q. Like the strike marks. He's missing the glow on his hands. He's missing glow on his blades when he activates things. But he did get sound effects. That helps.
Okay. Well, it's getting worked on. Rest easy.
Yeah. He got some stuff, but not as much as everyone kind of wants right now. So.
Program Soraka was by Pan. You could be wrong. You could be right. I wouldn't know.
Program Soraka.
I don't like that skin.
Program Soraka?
Yeah, it's fairly old. Not fairly old, but it's not like super new.
Oh no, that came. Okay,
God.
I was thinking LeBlanc and Nami. Okay, yeah, all right. There you go. No, it wasn't done. That one wasn't done by Pan. That one, actually, that one was a fun one. I can tell you about it if you want to hear, but that one was
I want to hear, Larry.
situation. So, quick caveat: Riot is just like any studio. If you're not on the inside, you don't know how the sauce is made. You just see the product and the results. It may seem like it's a well put, thought out, organized machine. It is not. Just like every other fucking studio out there, it is chaos, and we just try our best to ride it out.
Wow,
with
this is going well.
So with just to set the tone. So with that particular skin, the skins team was running pretty hot on a couple of different projects, and they were getting down to the wire on finishing one. So we're like, hey, like a couple months ago. A couple months earlier, we went to the team. We're like, hey, this is going to be a big hiccup in the scheduling. Can the illustrator like do it? Will they have the time? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then like about 3 weeks before the splash is supposed to be like wrapped up, they're like, hey guys, we might not be able to do it. Can you get us some help? And we're like, fucking bullshit. But anyway, so Kelly Elshire was originally supposed to do it. He got a couple of thumbs and knocked him out to help the process along while he finished the other illustration, and then we got an external person to help drive the thing forward, and then at the end of it, Kelly came back on to finish it. So I just forget who that external person was though.
All right, real quick, while we're waiting on some more good questions, let's do another mystery skin giveaway. So if you want to enter the giveaway, just type !enter in chat like that, just like that. You can see if you're entered right here on the side. I believe it will do something. So if you're interested, go ahead and do that, and you'll be entered to win the mystery skin of your choice. Not of your choice, but you'll get a random mystery skin. I'll give you one. Sponsored by Riot. So let's see. We had something in here. Oh, I'm assuming you wrote this one, Larry? International restrictions on art department. Did you want to talk, or art development? Did you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, sure. Sherelle actually put that in, mentioned it a little bit. Like, for instance, not a lot of people realize this, but in China, it is illegal to show certain things, blood being one of them, human blood specifically, and also human bones. So whenever a team goes into development, they will actually sometimes come up with an idea. Yeah, hence the Karthus rework. They'll come up with an idea, and everyone's like, oh, that's fucking sick, but we can't show a skull. And so they're like, all right, well, how are we going to get around that? And so there's a lot of communication back and forth, but that has always been a big pain point for the art team. But the champions team, which is Alex could probably pitch in on that too is they also have to deal with very specific, what do you call it, restrictions around international laws and sensibilities.
So many.
What's your favorite, by the way, Shrell? What's the favorite instance of that?
Sexy Evelyn.
Sexy Evelyn.
So Korea doesn't have sexy Evelyn. They have boy shorts Evelyn. If you wanna,
That's right.
Oh, hold up. I gotta look this up.
They have a different Evelyn, and
Chinese
they're mad at me.
Evelyn.
And Korean.
Splash. Oh, Koreans.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's see. Is it different? It looks similar.
So look at the one, on the that one. That's who they have.
This one?
So they're yeah. So they don't have
Is this
like
different
the belly
than?
showing.
Hold up.
Yeah, flip between the two.
Evelyn. I'll just look up Evelyn Splasher.
That's a good call out, dude.
I have to do a
Oh, it makes me
comparison.
so angry.
Oh man.
Oops, that's the old one. Yeah. Here, let me do a quick side by side. View image.
So they covered they had to cover a lot of
a lot of thigh.
Oh, more than that.
Oh,
Belly,
okay, yeah, okay,
belly,
yeah, okay.
like, there's,
now that
like-
I'm doing a side
and
by
then
side,
also
I
the
can see.
cleavage, like they put her in more of a suit than.
Yeah, and then we didn't know about this until like it was pretty close to the end.
It almost go out to PBE?
Oh, so PvE was fine. It just couldn't go live because
There
Korea,
you go. That's
yeah.
right.
And we had to do some really quick pivoting on making her pass and talking with Korea, being like, wait, why don't you want this? Why don't you want happiness?
And then Jess had to stop what she had already gone on to the next project and had to return.
Jess is amazing. Yeah,
Ugh, she's a trooper.
we put Jess through so much stuff.
Actually, here's one of my favorite. If you look at the NA Evelyn, if you look along the hip line, that's one of my favorite little things. It's a little heart. It's her heart in that design there. That's one of my favorite little Easter eggs. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the thing.
That was a very sad thing. But we're here.
Oh,
we're
man.
here together.
Such is life.
All right, let's do a quick roll for this giveaway. And type enter real quick if you haven't entered yet, like that. And we'll do a roll in 5 seconds or 10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
9, 8,
10,
7,
8,
3.
3. There,
Five.
oh, nice. There you go.
84.
Yellow.
32. Roll. Lord Zion, congrats Zion. He was trying to get me to give him one anyway, so I'm glad he won. So he stopped. He stopped memeing me. All right, Zion, I'm gonna give you your skin real quick.
Rigged. Yep, rigged.
Yeah, hashtag rigged. So now would be a great time to ask questions because we're lost and I have to do this giveaway real quick. So if you can't, if you can think
we're
of something,
lost.
then I will. They will answer it for you while I'm doing this giveaway.
Look at those skin. Alright. No. Ben, don't expose the DM. What DM?
This isn't a DM. This is a
Stinky
group
boy.
chat.
Ooh, Stinky Boy. What's Stinky Boy?
It's Zion. Zion's a stinky boy.
Oh, interesting. Did Kelly work on any of the new Maokai splashes? No. Not that I know of. Remember, as a team, they all work together, but I think he provided some feedback. But I don't think he worked on any of the updates, no. Charred Maokai was done by a Chinese artist. I think it was Mist. Actually.
Charred Maokai?
Yeah. I think it was Mystic.
Isn't that one
She
pretty
did
old?
it.
Or did
I
they
don't know.
redo
Well,
it?
they updated it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see this update.
Yeah.
This is when I think Charred Maokai. This is what I think. God, this
The old
one's so
school.
this one's so shitty.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Look at him. Look at him. That's pure
Quality.
gold right there. Yeah.
This one's
see,
this one's pretty good though. I didn't see this one.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think that's missed XG. I think that's missed. But
When did they redo this?
oh, I don't know, like a year ago. Part of the shortly after the tanks update, because he was part of that update.
Ah. I don't play enough Maokai to follow that. Unfortunately.
That's okay. Maokai's
Maokai's Maokai.
Maokai's
Yeah,
poopy.
Maokai,
All right, look.
Maokai's fun, but he's just like, ugh, God.
Yeah, that's how I feel about him too.
Maokai, that's kind of a good segue into something I wanted to talk about earlier. Grasp of the Undying. That rune is so cool. I like Grasp so much. I want to take it on every single person that I can. It feels bad that like a lot of range champions, I mean, like even range champions do take it sometimes because of the auto range abuse. But I love that rune so much. If I could take it on everyone, I could. What do you guys think about that?
I hate you.
That's actually, to be honest, that's if I play a tank, that's one of my go-to. I think there's very few tanks that I don't actually take Grasp of the Undying on.
I love Grasp of the Undying. It's so good.
Okay. So it's a great rune system, and I love that we have the flexibility that you can do you can do interesting things like that, right? But if you do that, you do no damage, and if you're the damage dealer, it's like.
But I'm a
soccer.
tank.
No. If you're playing soccer and you're like, you know what? I like playing defense all the time. I get scored on less if I play defense. So instead of having like 3 forwards, you're in the defense. Play your position. Then stop going down.
I don't take it. I don't go as far as to take it on like Caitlyn or something like that. But any top lane champion, like I take it on Jax. I take it on Fiora. I take it on.
Look at
I take it on. I don't take it on Urgot. I take either Unsealed or Press to Attack on Urgot. I don't know. Oh, it's such a cool rune.
That's fine though.
I love being able to heal and do % health damage. It's so good. You sound like you don't like Grasp of the Undying a lot. What is your issue? With Grasp of the
I
Undying?
will never take Grasp of the Undying on any character because I play
really
to do damage.
Because I play to win.
So what is your go-to
I'm not just
rune?
trying to hope that I lose slowly.
What is your go-to rune? What do you like the most?
I'm playing junglers right now, so I'm taking Electrocute on everything.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
What junglers do you play normally?
I play the crap out of Evelyn.
Oh.
And then I'll play Talia, Shyvana, Kindred.
Not
Those are
anymore,
my
though.
champions. I still play
not anymore.
I think Talia's really strong.
Even after the nerf?
Yeah, she's still really strong.
Oh, okay.
It would, yeah. So Talia was nerfed for the majority of players, not for like.
Not for the top 1%.
Honestly, I feel like she's still pick ban.
We'll have a friend who will be happy that you said that though, because he plays a lot of jungle with Talia.
Talia's amazing right now.
Yeah, I like the more bruiser jungler side. I like champions like Jax, Warwick, Shyvana. So I generally don't take Electrocute. I take a lot of Press the Attack and sometimes Predator. But
I used to play Nautilus. I love tank junglers, but like
there was a thread about that today on Reddit.
Yeah, I saw that
about
post.
Jungle Reddit Nautilus.
The guy's like, yeah, if it does increase damage to minions, you solve Nautilus, and I don't necessarily agree that it's that simple. However, I would love to explore that option.
It would help. I mean, it certainly wouldn't hurt, but I don't think
hurt.
it solves it.
It can't hurt. Yeah.
I saw. I mean, a lot of the things that they were saying though is they were saying Nautilus is fair because he's so slow. But then, because it's like he comes in with 320 base move speed, but I'm like, well, people are gonna build Moby Boots, or they're gonna build Predator, or they're gonna build Deadman's Play. They're not gonna be coming in at 320. They're gonna be coming in a lot faster.
Nautilus is lockdown. If he comes in with Predator and just smacks you in the ground, you can't do anything about it.
He's
You're
gonna
dead.
smack
100%
you.
dead.
He has so much lockdown. Like he's like Vi on steroids. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I like tanks in the jungle as much as the next guy, but when I'm a laner and I get stunned for like 8 seconds, and then like the other guy just slowly picks away at my HP, I get a little frustrated.
I feel you.
I don't know. Questions have slowed down a little bit. Does any of you guys have any questions for the boys here? Let's see. A lot of splash art questions from Moonboy65.
I'm actually surprised how many splash art questions there, because it's just something I'm not.
Yeah.
As a player, I was never interested in splash arts. Now I am.
Moonboy, I recognize Moonboy from Twitter. He's pretty prolific with the splash art. He tries to keep up to date. So.
Larry, you don't even know what that word means.
Prolific?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What does it mean, Larry? Wait.
Don't try to
Okay.
impress
Without
me,
Googling, tell me the definition of prolific. Prolific.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's an adjective. Second of all, it has two meanings.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And the first meaning is producing, a lot of fruit
He's cheating!
or some other foliage. I'm just reading it off your screen.
I know, you're cheating.
Offspring. That's the idea of prolific.
Mm.
And then presenting in large numbers or quantities. Some would even say that plentiful could be a synonym of prolific.
Someone
Interesting,
should beat
right?
you up. Some other giant should really take it
Nerd!
to
Nerd!
I like it. No, you're
What were we saying? I completely forgot.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's about right.
Splash art questions.
Yeah, splash art questions.
Oh boy. All right.
I mean, you use prolific correctly. It's just,
Let's give Larry a good round of applause for knowing how to use the word correctly.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I think we already went over this. Oh, hold up. Hey, TJ, thanks for the sub, my man. Past story about League, we already said that. How long have you been... Okay, so here's a question. How long have you been interested in League? Like, how long have you played League?
Nerd.
Larry, you joined the company 4 years ago, and Alex, I think you said 3 years ago-ish. But how long have you been playing the game?
So I tried it in season 1. So I played Dota for like 10 years. My little claim to fame is played in Cal-I leagues, really hard in Dota. Played League 3 times in season 1. It was like, this game's a fucking joke. Everyone gets a blink dagger, so how can you balance a game? There's runes, whatever. They're busy making skins more than they are making anything else. Joke of a game. So that was... I stopped playing, and I came back in season 2 when Caitlyn was released. Because I was like, she's like what I want Sniper to be from Dota. And then it just kind of hooked me, and then I stopped playing Dota, because Dota never changed, and League at least was interesting every time I played it. So, since season 2, I have 11,000 games of League played. I love League of Legends.
Jesus, 11,000?
Yeah.
I don't know how many I have played. I think it's somewhere like 5 or 6,000. Something around
What about
there.
you, Mr.
Is there a way to tell that really quickly? Or no, I don't know.
I think you could look it up online.
Yeah, you could look up online, but...
So me,
I know
how
I have,
long?
like,
I
4,000.
actually, I did not play in the beta. I played right as it came out of beta. My friend Remy was the one who got me into League. He invited me to play. I played a couple games, and then it was during school, so I was like, oh, okay, I got schoolwork to do. And then about 3 months later, I got an email from Riot, and they're like, hey, we noticed you haven't logged in a while, so here's a free skin. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I came back and started playing pretty heavily after that. So I was pre-season 1, before they had quote unquote seasons.
I think I think I started when either Syndra or Elise came out. So mid-season 2, I believe that was.
Gotcha.
A little after you guys, but not too much further. Back then, Champions came out every other week. It was crazy.
Holy shit, it was crazy.
Yeah, they were prolific.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm gonna get punched when I get back into the office.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna full on charge you. It's gonna dislocate both my shoulders, but I will full on charge you.
It'll be worth.
So I stopped playing in season 3-ish a little bit during when Kha'Zix and Zed were super strong.
The
because
League
game
of
was
Black
bullshit.
Cleavers.
League of Black Cleavers is also a dark time.
Oh.
What other? Yeah, there's been times that I've stopped playing League because I didn't enjoy it. The beginning of this season, not beginning. Whenever they made the change to take ADCs out of bot lane, I stopped playing for like 2 months. And I mean, I still played at work. I still played in playtest, but
Yeah.
I just didn't find League enjoyable. So I played a whole bunch of Counter-Strike in Rainbow Six. Was it 8-11? Yeah, fuck that.
What was 8-11?
That was when
was
they
that when-
decided that it'd be cool.
Was
if
that
Yasuo
80 carry in
bot lane.
2017, lol? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
It was just so unfun. And I was like, who would want to play this? Like, it sounds bad, but that's how it was.
And that never happened again.
Dark days.
Oh yeah, what was the most out there meta like blip that you remember? League of Black Cleavers is a big one. The
Meta
Dark Harvest
blip,
meta
as
was
in-
pretty interesting.
Like meta that just became
Unexpectedly
overnight sensation.
dominant for a short period of time.
Feral Flare?
Oh,
Yeah, the
Feral
Feral
Flare was
Flare.
great. I love Feral Flare.
Twitch Sunfire Capes.
That shit was
Also,
fun.
15 potion Garen. That was fucking hilarious.
Oh, my friend Risty, he hosted the stream
Holy
last.
crap, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just go like 13 potions and run to lane with Mordekaiser?
yeah.
Oh my
He
god, that
never
was
gets
awful.
pushed out of lane. My friend Risty, he's a Garen main. He's in Master somewhere. He uses this build where he builds like 5 rejuvenation beads, and he never leaves lane. It's really funny.
Oh wow.
Your friend's he's a
Yeah, I
Prince
have a lot of one trick high elo champion main friends for some reason.
Okay.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah,
what
back
you
in the
gotta
day
do.
where you could build as many potions as you want. God, Cloth 5 jungle starts. That's always got to be
Yeah.
like the best meta though. Oh,
Yeah.
Cloth 5. There was even a site called Cloth 5 for a while. I forget what it was about. I think it was
Was
a
there?
build site.
There's also there was like a kind of like the Yordles. There was a group that was something like that had to do with the jungling.
Cloth
Or was it
5.
just
Dear
a
readers,
song?
it has been a long journey for the Cloth 5 team, exactly 21 months. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for your support. 75 million page views served the site in over 2 years. Blah, 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 blah. They shut down. Rest in
Blah blah
peace,
blah
Cloth
blah
5.
blah. They shut down. Okay.
Wow. Dark day.
Goodbye, Cloth 5. Another meta was when everyone would take red pot top. That was an interesting meta. Just like every single
Oh yeah, I
person
really
took
did
red.
like the red
And
box.
that led to a new item. That led to corrupting potion, which was really interesting.
Oh, right.
Red pot top. When they'd pop the pot and they'd have like plus 25 AD and they'd just destroy the enemy top laner. That shit was fun. Cloth 5 was the old jungle start before they had jungle items. Hunter's Machete and Hunter's Talisman. They didn't really have specific jungle items. So you would go cloth armor, which gave you armor, and then 5 pots. And that was because armor was very useful against the jungle because they all did physical damage, and then the 5 pots were for sustain. So
What
most champions went cloth 5.
was it? Teleport Smite Hecarim?
Oh yeah,
no.
when
There's
Home
Shyvana
Guard
top
was really
too.
strong.
Shyvana top. That's right. It's like teleport Smite.
Nope, I have it. Fizz top.
Oh fuck
Ooh,
that.
tank fizz top.
Yeah.
Hell
It was
yeah!
a dark day. Nah, hell no. Pass.
Is Riot ever
pass.
going to get rid of or actually looking to updating Twisted Tree Line? I saw a post about this, I think from Meddler again recently, where he said
update it.
a surprising amount of people still play Twisted Tree Line and they don't
Oh.
know what they're going to do with it. They don't want to get rid of it because people still play it, but I don't know if they said they're going to put any work into it.
Yeah,
It's hard.
that's something I really can't answer, unfortunately. I don't.
Yeah. I'll see if I
Sorry,
can
can't
find
answer.
the Meddler
I don't
one.
know.
But we did
Meddler.
update it.
They
Sort
want
of.
another one.
You mean like 8 years ago, Larry?
Yeah, sort of.
Larry, stop being a bully.
Gold funneling into streamline. That's not what it was. He said something about it pretty recently, where he was like, "Hey, people still play this. We know people still play it. It's not on our priority. We really don't
Oof.
have
I'm
plans on doing much with it."
I'm gonna skirt the line here.
Mm.
So Sherelle, if I'm going too far one way or the other, just like slap me.
Just yell really loudly.
Go far.
Yeah.
Go far. Go far.
Okay, all right. So, Riot is not deaf to its community. A lot of times it may sound like it, and a lot of times it may appear so. But Riot takes the idea of being player first very, very seriously. And right now, a lot of players are going, "Hey, we are feeling underserved," and Riot is listening. They're just trying to figure out what that means. For one, the studio, and then for the players, because the other thing that they also take very seriously is putting out something that is quality, fulfilling, and long lasting. So I'm trying to be vague, but I'm also trying to let you know that they're listening. It's just it's hard.
It is. It's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
I think you're good.
Okay. Like I said, just trying to skirt that line. Like, I'm not trying to promise anything. I'm not trying to like say like, oh, all this stuff is gonna change. But Riot is listening, and they're trying to figure out something that'll help.
Yeah.
That'll help. Yeah.
And I'm seeing your thing right there, Freeze. Yeah, it's like one of those things that either we have to make it so everyone has to queue during these 3 hours to play against each other, or you just have to realize that you can only play against a certain amount of people, and if they don't queue, you can't play. Like it's really hard.
Yeah, whenever I play threes, it's usually like ranked threes. It's usually like against wildly different skill level people, which I'm assuming is because there's nobody really playing ranked threes. But
Yeah, there's no place that.
it's pretty hard. I don't know. It's hard to balance. Like, obviously, you don't want to delete it because there are people who enjoy it and only play it. But when there's only a very small core group of people playing this game mode that is honestly a little outdated, then it can be hard to do anything about it in terms of being on the part of the company. Like, if you have 10,000, well, let's be generous and say that 10,000 people play 3v3s. I think that's generous. Do you specifically spend a lot of resources in order to work on that, or do you work on the game that hundreds of millions? I don't know the exact play numbers, but hundreds of millions of people play. I think from a business perspective, it's pretty obvious that you focus on where there are more players, and that's kind of like branching out into a different game that people might know, Fortnite. Originally, it came out as this PvE building survival game, Fortnite Save the World, and it wasn't super popular. But when Fortnite, as we know it, came out, that took off exponentially. One of the biggest games of the decade. And the Save the World players who still enjoy that PvE sort of gameplay definitely don't feel as served. It's like, hey, I mean, this is the game that was originally meant to be. People don't play it as much. Like, there are hundreds of more times people playing the Battle Royale version than the Save the World version. And Epic Games is right to balance and develop towards the one that more people are playing. And I think it's a good parallel towards Riot, where it's just like, hey, don't want to get rid of it because there are people who still play it, but you can't spend that much resources on it.
And that's actually a key. That's a key thing there. You can draw a parallel between Riot and Epic in that sense, and how like it does make sense from a business standpoint to serve your broader audience. And the difference, I can't speak to Epic obviously, but at Riot it is, again, like I said, they're very much listening because there's a large player base that's going, hey guys, we're still here, and the team is going, well, shit. Like they're like,
shit, dude, we
okay,
can't kill
like
them off.
there's like, yeah, like they're there, and we need to recognize this, and you're stuck between this, like, okay, we don't want to do something that's shallow, we don't want to do something that's gonna be like, offhanded or something. It needs to be good, it needs to be quality, it needs to serve their needs. And Riot is very much the idea, like their go-to is, okay, well, what are they actually trying to say? Like, what is it that they are actually asking for, not what, they're saying they're asking for? Because there's a famous quote that gets passed around a lot. It's Henry Ford. It's, if I asked people what they wanted, they would have said, just give me a faster horse. So it's so hard, and I wish I could go into the full tirade and everything about it, but yeah, the you are correct from a business standpoint. It makes sense, but the difference from the internal rioters' perspective is that we are not just turning a blind eye. It may seem like it, but people are talking, like it's making impact. Like, don't think that we're just gonna like give up on it. But instead, we might answer your question or answer your request just in a way that you may not have originally expected. That's all. If that does come around.
Monty, we talked about this a little bit last week when it was just me and Larry batting around some stuff. The reason why Karthus can't be the same everywhere in the world except for China is that you don't want your product, as a company, you don't want your product to look very different based on where you're playing it. You want it to be somewhat consistent no matter where you are. Obviously, there's going to be some exceptions to that, like the Evelyn splash art we just looked at, but you don't want some like major differences between your product in NA and your product in China. And it's a lot easier to just mold around everybody than it is to develop differently for each different region.
Yep, pretty much.
What about stuff like Dominion? Okay, so yeah, I mean, maybe we answered this a little better than I can. Dominion was dropped probably due to a lack of players, but what do you guys think about the comparison between Dominion and 33s?
That's the last question I get to answer, and then I have to leave.
Yeah, BB's probably breathing down your neck.
Well, she just let me know already. I think the big difference between there is I think that Twisted Treeline has a much bigger player base, and it's also much more competitive than what Dominion was. There was no competitive Dominion. I also think that the community or the pool of players that played Dominion a lot degraded and got to a point where the game itself was not actually serving the needs, or may have been serving the needs, but it wasn't part of the long-term strategies for Riot anymore. That I think those are the two big differences. Twisted Treeline still has, and at its core has a couple of very strong pillars that meet back to Riot's long-term goals. And I think Dominion just came up as, again, like I was saying, just something like shallow and fun, quick, and just somewhat pedantic, or not self-serving, but just a quick fix instead of really addressing the deeper needs of the players that would want a game like that, a game like that. And that's why I think that's why Dominion got sunset for. I think those would be a couple of big reasons why. And then the difference is that Twisted Treeline is not at that point quite yet.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you agree?
I agree. I mean, you said it well.
Yeah.
Kind of. I wish we didn't have to take away game modes, but just kind of what Freeze said. I had to wait 4 hours for a queue. You're like, yeah, people aren't playing it. Like that should be your first like big indicator.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go find my socks. I gotta head out, but Ben's not back yet. What are your
Alright.
favorite skins to use in game? I use arcade or battle boss, Malzahar and Brand a lot. Then the versus God King Garen, and whenever like next time I play Leona, I'm gonna do the Eclipse skin, hands down.
Yeah, the Eclipse skin is awesome.
Oh, so good.
I like to play the KDAs right now. KDAs are fun.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Fun. And like half the Ari skins make me play Ari.
Yeah, there's so many good skins out there. Just
Ben,
must
gotta
use
leave.
skins. All right, Larry.
gotta
Hey,
go.
everyone in chat, thanks. Say thanks to Larry for making time out of his very, very busy schedule, for coming down here and for helping me orchestrate this, and for the RP for the giveaways. We'll do another one right now. Thanks so much to Larry for coming out. His information is right here. If you want to follow him on Twitter, it's at LegendaryLarry right there in chat. This might be something that we're doing semi-regularly. Maybe like a once a week thing or once in every now and then. It'd be a lot of fun if you guys had the demand for it. I can't speak for anyone else, but I personally wouldn't mind doing this sort of thing semi-regularly. So I really appreciate Larry for coming out and making time for this and helping me get Alex and many other guests in store for the future. So everyone say thanks to him and appreciate him coming out.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
I'll talk to you
Larry.
later.
Have
Bye.
fun at dinner. And as of right now, Alex is still going to be here. He was the
Hello.
QA designer, so we're going to have him for at least a little while longer until he gets sick of all of us for being stupid. So unfortunately, that means we don't have a ton of answers in terms of splash arts and lore and stuff, but Alex is
I know
very
very little
knowledgeable.
about that, so
Yeah.
don't ask.
Alex is very knowledgeable in terms of the more mechanical side of League, so if you have questions based on that, he might be able to answer it.
Definitely answer some League stuff, but it's really hard for me to answer Splash stuff.
Yeah.
I also feel like I would be doing them a service.
I mean, we can answer them, but they won't be good answers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see. Okay. Did you guys talk about the 3v3 thing? I think probably.
Yeah, we did. Larry
Okay.
smashed it.
Okay, awesome, Larry. Thanks, Larry.
Smart guy.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. My opinion on 3v3s is that it's a fun game mode to try out every now and then. I don't think there's that really many people out there that are doing it as their only game mode or as their core game mode. I'm sure there are people are out there, but it's like I think more people play it as a blow off steam or a different game mode than people who are playing it as a wow, I'm really trying to be good at this game mode. Like Freeze, as a super high elo player like yourself, I'm sure you can appreciate the difference.
Well, so I really don't like ARAM. I find it to be a waste of time. But I'm super happy with Nexus Blitz. Nexus Blitz kind of hits that
Oh,
itch
I
for
love
me.
Nexus Blitz. Yeah.
So I really do hope that we can get it to stay, because that would make me happy.
Yeah. Nexus Blitz. Oh man, that's such a great game mode. God, I
It
cannot wait for it to
really
come back.
It's just fun and light.
Yeah. Something that I loved about Nexus Blitz, playing it on PBE just recently, the stat stick of stoicism. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, is that really a thing?
It's actually a thing, and it's on the game, and it's probably coming to live.
Oh my god!
It is not the broken version that we saw just recently in the item manager set. Here, let me pull up a picture of the stat stick.
Okay.
In its current state, and then what it is on PBE right now. So stat stick, if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So I think originally it was supposed to be a 10,000 gold item that has 1,000 health, 1,000 mana. This is only a Nexus Blitz item, by the way, not on True Line or anything else. 1,000 health, 1,000 mana, 500 mana regen, 500 health regen, 150 armor, 150 MR, 500 AP, 250 AD, 200% attack speed, 100% crit chance, 40% lifesteal, 40% move speed, 40% CDR. So this item as a whole has been nerfed, aka balanced, on Nexus Splits to where it only costs 6,666 gold, but all of these stats are 1/4 of what they currently are. So 250 health, 250 mana, and blah, 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 all that. But it's still such a good item that it's very fun to build on certain champions like Jax, Kai'Sa, anyone who likes AD and AP.
Yeah, that's actually really funny. Well, that's cool.
It's great. I cannot wait. Oh god, Nexus Blitz is scratched the itch for that in between ARAM and 5v5 map that I've had for a while.
Well, yeah, it's because I want to pick what character I want to play, but if I want to play with my friends, I don't want to be serious. I want to pick a game mode that lets me do that, and it's kind of like the.
And I'd love to see what you guys do with Nexus Blitz in the future if it does become a permanent game mode, like Hexakill Nexus Blitz, Earth Nexus Blitz, just stupid stuff like that. It'd be a lot of fun. Did the Kale Morgana splash cards already start production, or are they waiting on models to finish? August told me the models are looking fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't know a ton about that because I'm not a Rioter and Alex doesn't work for that team. But I'm assuming that they're well on their way in production and they're looking great.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah. Let's see.
Kale and Morgana are beautiful though, which we're making angels, so they have to be beautiful, right?
In terms of their current playstyle, as somebody who has no inside knowledge, from my perspective, a change that I think will probably happen is they're probably going to remove Kale's variable range, so you probably won't have like the melee and 500 range character. And then for Morgana, I think they'll probably lessen the power in her Q and probably shift it towards the rest of her kit, as an outsider's perspective.
Well, sir, that is an interesting perspective.
we're not going to try to trick anyone into answering anything about that.
No, you're good.
All right, let's do another quick giveaway while we're waiting on good questions. Make sure you guys are asking anything that you want to know in chat, especially from the mechanical side. Larry has left, so in terms of lore and splash arts, we're kind of lacking at the moment. But
lacking, damn.
Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, so if you want to enter the giveaway, just type exclamation point enter in chat, just like this, and that will make you eligible to win a mystery skin. This is NA only, I believe. Yes, NA only. Thoughts on a mana regen, especially on supports? What do you think?
Wait, mana regen, especially. Like, it seems like it's in a good spot. Like,
so me and Larry talked about this a little bit last week.
Okay.
I had a lot of talk about this because I played a lot of mages before the great mana revamp of 20 whatever. Personally, I think that the mana changes were put in place, and I think this is what the general idea behind it was. They were put in place because the state of the game was that mages could kind of just stay out forever. They never had to back for mana. They never had to really back for HP because they had sustain built in from either Will of the Ancients or base health regen or from healer supports or stuff like that. So when you have champions that have all of this power, and they're supposed to be kind of gated by mana, but the mana doesn't really mean anything because they have such powerful mana regen options as previous Athenes and Holy Grail, old Tear of the Goddess, passives like Vigor's old passive that just regened flat mana. They really had no downsides to stick on the map as long as they could without leaving. So a lot of the changes between mana regen, a lot of those items were switched from having this mana regen stat to just having flat mana. We see items like Luden's Echo having 600 mana. Tear of the Goddess has, I don't believe, any mana regen. It just has flat mana. Basically, every mage item that you want to build as a mage does not have mana regen on it. And I think that's very deliberate. It sort of curbs that issue where you never have to... It keeps them relevant because, obviously, people need mana and you want to build mana, but it doesn't keep them immortally out of the base. And Freeze probably hates this, but I do think it's healthy to have champions having to go back regularly to replenish their resource. I do think that it made energy champions a lot stronger too, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because prior to these changes, and this is Season 3, Season 4 stuff, so this is a long time ago, but prior to these changes, energy champions had not much advantage over these mana champions, because there was no real reason to, because you had such strong mana regen item options. Athene's was a staple in pretty much every single mage. You never had to buy another mana item because percent health or percent mana regen was so strong. But specifically towards supports, I think the reason why you see such mana regen items on them and having that mana gating issue is you don't get that chance to regen or to back quite as often as a support, because you have to stay with your laner most of the time. If you leave your laner, they generally have a tough time surviving in lane until you get back. So Riot wanted to give them the option to stay longer, but they don't want that to happen. They don't want the problem to happen where they never have to go back, because supports already have very little reason to go back. They don't have that much gold income. Pretty much the only reason to go back as a support right now is to regen your wards and regen your mana. And I don't know what Alex is going to say, because he knows a lot more about this than I do, but I think that's majority of the reason why mana regen has been kept to a minimum, except for in the support role.
Yeah, no, you're right. What was to say about the support thing? If you're running out of mana every 2 minutes, you're spamming your abilities and not hitting them. Like, if you're playing Brand, if you go that person's probably gonna have to back if you've been hitting your abilities. If you're playing Sona, either your person's taking way too much damage and you're spending too much on heal, or they're also a healer and now they're as well. And then Freeze was saying about people with no energy and mana not going back. People with no energy and mana generally have to put themselves into greater risks, therefore they take damage a lot more. As well as the thing that keeps them in lane costs them something. Like Riven has her E, which is a small shield, but she has to dash in a direction. And that's like a very small window compared to other champions that are safer that can use resources to gain health. The problem is Akali, and we can talk about that. But yeah, Akali might have a problem because she can use energy to get health. So that one I'll concede to. I don't have a great answer for why Akali does that right now and how it's turned out. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Akali is interesting because I feel like Vladimir and Tryndamere are sort of in similar stances where they're manaless champions that also have some form of health sustain in lane. Akali is obviously a lot more on the radar to most people than Vladimir.
So like Akali, Tryndamere has to do damage to get the health.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool, right? Like you force him to fight. Unfortunately, Akali is the opposite. She chooses not to fight to regen, which is good for an assassin. Like she's giving up the damage to heal, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting. Maybe make it so that she heals more based on champion damage and less based on
something like that feels a little bit more.
I don't know. There's obviously many different ways to work on it, and I'm sure you guys are looking into all the options. Unrelated question: are there any Hives for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I don't have a Switch anymore, so.
Did it get stolen?
No, I sold it to my neighbor for like $300. He really wanted one, and it was back when they really weren't available anywhere. Like you couldn't actually pick up a Switch. So he's like, "Hey man, I noticed you have a Switch. You're not using much anymore." Because I basically just bought it for fucking Breath of the Wild. Like I played the hell out of that game, but
Yeah.
kind of just not. I played the hell out of it, and I'm just like, all right, I'm done with this. So I just sold it to him. And now that there are actually good games coming out, I feel kind of bad. But if it becomes to the point where there are so many good games out on the Switch that I need to pick one up, I'll just buy another one.
No, I'm excited. I am excited.
Yeah, I've always liked Smash Bros. I really enjoyed Melee. Melee was probably my most played game as a younger person. Me and my brothers played it a lot.
Yeah, it was it's the game that all my friends and I play together. You know, it's the party game.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, well,
Argument's
there's
good.
only 6 people in the giveaway right now, so everyone here has a pretty high chance of winning. Real quick, if you wanted to enter, I know we're not quite as popping as we were earlier, but just exclamation point enter in chat. We're gonna roll it in about 5 to 10 seconds. So, if anyone's here who hasn't entered, go ahead and enter now. If not, boop, 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 boop. All right, 3, 2, 1, roll. Hashtag raked.
Well, I didn't even. Okay, so in my defense, I didn't even enter.
That was my
I didn't
bad.
type anything.
I switched it from active, or I forgot I switched it from keyword to active. My bad. Okay. Do you want me to reroll, or do you want a gift?
Yeah, reroll.
Okay.
I was just
I'll
like,
reroll.
I chose not to. Don't look at me.
That was my bad. It wasn't Riot's fault. All right, Moonboy 65. Just send me your IGN real quick in a PM or in chat, and I'll add you real quick, and I'll give you this this sexy mystery skin. Moonboy's been asking a lot of good questions tonight, so I'm glad he won something. Like your profile pic? No, just send me your IGN real quick. Oh, like my profile pic. Yeah. I like. I really like Soon Wong. How do you say his name? Whoever this guy is, I follow him on Twitter. It's the guy who does all those funny League. Fuck. Katie retweets a lot of his stuff. Let's see if I can find his. Right here, Son Wong. I fucking love this guy's profile. I don't know what style of art this is. I think it's something from an anime. Pop
I
Team
just
Epic
call
or
it
something.
derp art, but I bet there's a real
Derp
name
art?
for it.
Yeah, but he has a lot of great artwork on his Twitter.
Nice.
This stuff right here. I really enjoy his stuff. But yeah, just okay, it's Moon65. Let me add you real quick. ProZD? No, not ProZD. Alright, if you add me back real quick, I can give you this skin. Is there ever going to be a change to dodging? A lot of high elo is waiting because somebody wants to dodge last second in Champion Select because of the team comps or too much autofill. Like a bigger punishment or not at all punishment. That's an interesting
So
question.
I would love it. I would love a bigger punishment. If you dodge, I want you fucking locked out for like a half an hour. That shit annoys the crap out of me when you're waiting to the last second and I can be in queue for 20 minutes. However, I'm not on that team, so I don't know what they're doing about that. But there are riders that hate that shit. Just play, dude. Just play the game. All right, just play.
I'm assuming it's exceptionally frustrating for one tricks when they get their champions banned out because somebody dodged the previous game and they saw it.
Well, I mean that's something we can't solve. That's like, I get that you're one trick and it sucks, but like play a second champion. Don't set yourself up to be disappointed when you can't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I as from a low elo perspective, I agree. I think dodging is exceedingly obnoxious when it comes at the end of the champion select, where it's like you're ready. You've already spent 3 minutes waiting for this thing to go through. You're ready to play, and then somebody dodges last second, and you have to go through that whole thing again.
Wait, freeze. I would
Moon,
rather stop
I'm not
being a one
sure.
trick if it-
I'm not sure how long this takes to lock in. I'm not seeing you show up on the thing right now, so I'll wait like few days or a few hours and see if this shows up, and I'll give it to you as soon as I can. I don't know if there's like a cooldown based on how long you're on somebody's friends list to do this, but I'll make a note of your name and give you your gift as soon as I can. Sorry. Did I answer?
If that's the case, I can gift him some RP if that makes it easier for you. Just not at this current time.
I mean, no. I mean, it's fine. I'm sure it will show up eventually. I'm not sure what the cooldown. I thought it was immediate, but I guess apparently not. There's a cooldown on how long. Well, I might be just able to. No, it won't let me just type it in. Nah, I mean, it's fine. I'll figure it out.
Oh,
You have to worry about it.
you don't have to.
You can be friends for 24 hours? I don't know if that's true. It could be true, though. I thought they removed the restrictions, but it could be true. If it is true, then you'll get your gift in a day. I'll just give it to you tomorrow. And I apologize. Let me do a little Google Doc real quick. Gift recipients. Moon Boy 65. Alright, cool. You're on the list and you'll get it whenever it's available to go through. Sorry. Did we have any other questions? Talked about this to another writer, and I'm basically abusing this new system. So when you say you're abusing the system, do you mean you're dodging? You're able to play a mid or dodge? Okay, yeah. I don't know. I mean, the way you do it is you play on alt accounts, right? If you dodge, which is not something they can exactly stop. I mean, they're not going to be able to stop you from playing an alt account after you dodge. So they can either increase the penalties or...
Every system will be abusable by human beings. It's just a thing that's going to happen. Like,
we're really fucking good at breaking things.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that permabans stop are progression and skins. So if somebody doesn't actually have any skins and they don't really care, a permaban, until it starts to become an IP ban, that's not going to stop anyone from playing League. But, I don't know. Seems interesting. If there was an MMR loss I couldn't dodge so that it would be easier fix, but with client fuck-ups would probably stop that. I don't really know how MMR works right now, so I can't say anything about that.
Yeah, I think we deterred. If you already talked to someone Freeze, like, I don't know what else you kind of want, other than dodging's a thing. We can't force people to play. We don't want to.
Yeah, it's like, it's such a small use case that it's hard to really do anything about. Like, high elo is so small compared to everybody, and I don't know. I don't want to say anything about it because obviously I have no idea, because I don't have any experience from the Riot perspective or the high elo perspective, so I'll just not say anything.
I think you're doing pretty good.
Okay, so Moonboy wants to know what my favorite Sunwong art is, and it's easy, so easy. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not him. Fuck, I just had it. It's the group art one where he has like 800 different champions all in one place.
A lot of champions.
Yeah. he's been updating it recently. See if I can find it. So good. It's I don't know how long it takes him to do each individual piece of art, but he posts so much. Ah, here it is, right here. Look at this shit. quality right here. Let me see if I can go to a new page. Like, just every individual champion has like such unique personality and great style. And I mean, even though the artwork is kind of silly, you could obviously tell every single champion based on this. Like, no matter what you pick out, you can tell who it is. Jarvan, Shyvana, Galio, Pantheon, Echo, Wukong, Janna, Ezreal, Zoe, Bard, Zac, Kha'Zix. God, it's so good. Scarl right here. God, this is great. Lux, Garen, Katarina, Braum. I think this is Ashe. That's one that I've actually some trouble with. Quirky, Sejuani with her little pig. So good. Yeah, I'll link this in chat if you want to look at this more. Let's see. So, okay, here's a question that should probably be pretty interesting. Your perspective on it's what we wrote in the doc. How did you get hired at Riot? Because I don't know if you specifically said it, but you have a pretty interesting previous work experience compared to most people.
Yeah. So when I was, I guess, earlier in my career in life, I went to med school because the girl I was dating wanted me to go to med school. And I didn't realize this till I was a little bit older, when you're like, oh, I probably should do things for myself and not for other people. But by then I just incurred a bunch of debt. I didn't kill anyone. And yeah, not yet in the story. So to get out of debt, I joined the military. And so that's
what branch of the military?
I have so many games played. I was in the army.
Jarhead.
No, Jarheads are Marines.
Oh, really?
Right? Jarheads are Marines.
I guess I'm stupid. I don't know. I thought Jarhead was army. Jarhead.
100% Marines. What? Why am I even looking that up?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously you're right.
Yeah. No. So I did that.
So how did you go from being in the Marines to working at Riot Games? That's the
Army.
question.
Army. I'll cut you.
Sorry, being in the Army. Sorry.
No, you're good. The Marines are great. I was playing League for like 24 hours a day. So after my deployments, you're in like barracks time, garrison time. I was like severely injured, so I was basically doing a job. Huh?
I said, oh no.
Oh yeah, it was unfortunate. But I didn't have anything to do, so I played League for like 24 hours and would go to work for 24. And just kept doing this over and over and over. And I was in a game with a player that sucked beyond all suckage. Like he was so bad at League of Legends. And I was like, dude, you're like really fucking bad. And he's like, I know, but I don't know how to get better. And I was like, I will teach you how to get better if you just like stop sucking. So I started to teach him how to play, and then later he revealed he was a rioter. Oh
no! Do you want to say who it was?
So it was his name was Goose, but he was like one of the original 40 rioters. And he's like, it's kind of embarrassing being really crappy at the game when everyone's like, you're supposed to be good at the game.
Dude, I would have loved if you were saying it was Larry.
Oh no, it's not Larry. So I tried to teach him how to play for a while. I had a YouTube channel. I was trying to make videos to help people get better at League of Legends, and all this stuff. And so, eventually, he's like, "Hey, they're making a playtest team, where you just need to be good at League of Legends." And I was like, and then what? And he's like, "I don't know. You're kind of really mean, so you can't be on like a regular team." And I was like, I'm not mean. He's like, you literally said to me, you suck really bad at this, please stop sucking. I'm like, I was being honest. I was like, what do you want from me? So,
oh boy.
Yeah, started, so I joined the playtest team. I was really mean. to people when I first joined Riot. People at Riot are the millennials, right? They're like really nice.
Yeah,
They want to
fucking
be positive.
millennials. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can't stand
They
them.
come straight. They go straight out of college to working at Riot, and they're like, I don't know, they a little soft. So I was a little rough. So I've gotten
Oh man,
better.
I love it.
But like on playtest team, like me, I thought it was acceptable for me to like yell at someone for making like a really bad design choice or whatever in my head. So kind of, I still have that reputation. They used to call me Rager 14 instead of Ranger 14. So yeah, it was. That's how that worked. So
That's great, man.
After a little bit of time,
I think that the angry, hard-headed person is vastly underrepresented at Riot. So I'm glad that
you know,
somebody is there.
someone trying to make it, just holy cow! It really tilts me when people are just like, "Well, what if we were all just happy with each other?" No, dude, no.
If there was nobody driving to do something, there would never be any good changes. Like, there always has to be somebody crusading for something, because not everyone's going to agree with everything. So you can't just go with the flow all the time.
Yeah.
Ranger was playing with Nick. He was always raging.
I don't know who Nick was. Do you mean
Nick? Yeah, you have to give a IGN.
Nick Wu? I raged at Nick Wu. So what annoyed me about Nick Wu is he would do like really terrible plays because he wanted to have like these highlight moments, and that I'm just like, dude, fucking focus up. Like,
Oh, dude. Was he a Zed player?
No, he was a Lee Sin player.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah,
So much worse.
yeah, so much worse, dude.
God, Lee Sin players, they're so mad that their champion's in the dumpster right now. But they always want to be like behind that flashy play where they ward jump behind somebody and kick somebody into you. And then they ward jump behind Malachi and kick them into the AD carry and they lose the team fight.
Yeah, right. You're just like, goodness gracious, dude. Like, please.
Gangsta Enigma.
I don't remember. But that's okay.
Yeah, I don't. He doesn't come up when I Google it, so he must be a fairly obscure person.
I gotcha.
Something that surprises a lot of people when they play League and then they learn about Riot is how many people work at Riot. It's a lot.
Oh my god. Yeah,
It's
like,
a lot.
I don't know, we have 110 people that work on League out of like 1,500 employees.
Wait, you say they work on League?
Yeah, League of Legends.
What are the rest? What are the other 900 people doing?
Dude, we have people that make like narrative. We have people that are making the cinematics. We have music. We have we have 26 regions.
Oh, okay.
that we ship this game to.
So
it's
you when you say work on League, I thought you meant like work. You mean to work directly on like game mechanics and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Cloud, what are you saying? Would it not make sense to just have preferred summoner spells on a per position basis?
Oh, 100%. I mean, that would be a great change. You need to find an engineer that could devote 100 hours in a month to making that work and rewriting all that code and stuff. And it's just not.
Does he mean like how it works with jungle? Where,
yeah, like you know how it like puts. But even in jungle, it puts
you...
mine in the wrong position, and I hate it. I'm just like, I don't want to be there.
Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me. Are you insinuating that Smite does not belong on D?
Smite does belong on D, but only if you're jungling. Otherwise, Flash is on D.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah, I actually switch my Flash button depending on what I'm
What
playing.
is F4?
F is for Ignite.
F is for Flash. There's a song about this.
No. Mm-mm.
God, whatever happened to
Yeah,
this person? Fucking Pupashi.
Spells are just in the wrong slot.
Pushi?
Pushi.
She still, she does sing. I don't think she plays League anymore. I follow her on
Yeah.
Twitter. She tweets some really interesting things.
Let's see. Yeah, she doesn't look like she uploads much anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, that makes me sad.
God.
She was awesome.
Yes, there's a lot of good content creators that just don't do anything anymore, unfortunately.
No. Well, you gotta do other things in life, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, coming from somebody who knows a few content creators, the shift away from it on the YouTube standpoint is a little depressing. A lot of that has happened because stream highlights became the whole new thing. Like length over everything became very popular, unfortunately. So
Oh my
when you're
goodness,
making
yeah,
original videos, length is not super easy to do.
there is a guy on YouTube that I like to watch about his like WoW videos,
Oh yeah?
and I really, really want to watch his WoW videos, but he makes them always 10 minutes, so he fills in a lot of stuff and repeats stuff, and I can't do it.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. That 10-minute is so much more important than most people think. Like, reaching 10 minutes is not just a meme. Like, it's not just, oh, gotta make 10 minutes for the ad rev. It's so much of a difference between, like, making money and not making money off of a video that it's actually insane.
Yep.
It's really, really frustrating from that standpoint, I imagine.
Yeah, and I feel bad because I don't want to like sit there and just call him out and be like, your videos suck because you don't do this. But I'm just like, hey, I can't watch your videos anymore. I'll blow my brains out before I watch another one of your videos.
And that's actually something that I'm super happy that Riot has been sort of trying to come back into, trying to support creators again, and really like making that push towards making people more like. It's a lot less about YouTubers now, and it's more about streamers. But even still, I like it. The partner program is fantastic.
I'm
glad
was
that,
really impressed by it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love that there's more of a reason to do League content versus just like the money it makes you. Like, there's just a lot more push from Riot now to produce League content, which is great. Because for a while it wasn't there, and it was a little depressing.
Yeah, but again, the community lashed out at the people doing that because they're like, we can't get these things.
Yeah, that was
Fuck you
annoying
guys."
too. It's like there can't ever be anything unique because there's so many people who either didn't take the initiative to sort of try and find that, or didn't have the opportunity to find it. Like, that was something I didn't agree with. And I'm assuming I'm in the minority here, but when Riot gave away the skins, like the emotes, I thought that was a great idea. I thought making unique sort of content for these content creators to give away to their fans was a fantastic idea, but a lot of people weren't in that mindset where they wanted the opportunity to acquire anything, and just because they didn't follow these people, they didn't feel like it was necessary to give it to them. And it's a hard balance to make.
It is, and I get it. I also wanted the really cool rewards, but I'm not going to do the work to get the really cool rewards.
Yeah. It's hard. It's very hard to balance between providing content creators with unique rewards for the communities and then like not excluding people who don't want to patronize those content creators. But I mean, I assume that there's very few people out there who aren't patronizing some sort of content creator. Like, are there really that many people out there who aren't watching some YouTube video? I don't know. It's weird. What was your first skin/champion purchase? Oh god.
I saw this question earlier and I meant to answer it.
Do you know?
Mine was... I do. Mine was Malzahar.
Malzahar.
I was so happy for Malzahar too. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Yeah, Malzahar and his skin. I bought the Aladdin one. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't say that. The not Aladdin looking one. Got it. Second try.
Yeah, just like the non-Bowser Ramus skin.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. That was an original idea.
Fuck. I don't know. I want to say it was a Blitzcrank skin for me. I played a lot of Blitzcrank ranking from level 1 to level 30. It's probably Boom Boom Blitzcrank for me. Blitzcrank was hella fun. I played that boy everywhere. Mid lane, bot lane, jungle. Fuck, dude. Hella Blitzcrank.
Blitzcrank is cool.
Back when you just built mana and spammed his W and you never had to worry about it going off cooldown or anything.
Good old Blitz.
Those were the days. You can check your skin history. I don't think it goes back that far though, unfortunately. Let me check.
Yeah, there has to be a limit somewhere.
I think it stops at like a couple years. But there was that thing that Riot offered a few months back where you could actually go back and look at your RP purchase history for like forever, but I don't think it went forever.
That's cool.
Yeah, like this only goes back to... maybe if I click this. No, this actually, you can't change this. Yeah, it only looks like it goes back a little ways, honestly. 3 months or so. It's not very long at all. And I can't actually click this to change it. Unless you know a way to do it better.
I'm not what you would call
Oh, okay, hold up.
smart.
Acquisition date. Is there a way to change this to... Guess I can scroll all the way down. Oh, it was! Oh, no way! My first skin was Boom Boom Blitzcrank!
A good brain.
Whoa, fucking big brain over here. Okay, Boom Boom Blitzcrank, Hextech Scion, Badger Teemo, Nightmare Cho'Gath, Desert Trooper Garen, and then of course Riot Girl Tristana and Unchained Alistar. God, that was a long ass time ago. Man. It's crazy.
It's a long time.
Yeah, dude.
Long
Fucking
ass time.
League of Legends, man. I've been playing this game for way too long.
I feel the same way.
Jame EC, when did you start playing? Did you play anything that was really out there? I remember playing Pink Tapu Munu. Yeah, we already answered when we started playing. I started playing, obviously, in 2012, and I think he said he played a little bit pre-season 1, and then he sort of quit for a while, and then came back
Game is
season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Season 2.
3.
Whenever
Season
Caitlyn
3.
came out, I can't remember.
Yeah, I played, like I said, I played a lot of Blitzcrank everywhere. And a little bit of Cho'Gath, I guess, since I have a skin for him. I played a lot of 3v3s back then, honestly. I played a lot of on the map before it got changed to what it is today. The reason why everyone has Unchained Alistar back so long ago is because Riot had this promotion where you could get Unchained Alistar and Riot Girl Tristana for free by liking their Facebook and YouTube pages. So that's why everyone has these skins. God, look at this shit. Fucking Uncle Rise, Amethyst Ash, Headhunter Master Yi, Traditional Karma. God. These are skin. Oh yeah, they had Dreadnought Nasus for their Twitter page, I believe, too.
Hell yeah.
A lot of memories. A lot of memories.
This game is old, man.
It is, man. It's crazy.
Every time I think about it, I'm like, I'm old.
When you look at champions who literally have not been changed or not majorly been changed since like 2009, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you can search by release date on champions, but the oldest champions out there are somebody like Jax, TF. There's a lot of champions that came out when the game first launched and haven't really been majorly changed since then.
Yeah, Jax hasn't really been changed.
The major thing that changed about Jax was the dodge stat.
Yeah.
And even then, he still has dodge in his kit. I don't know. It's crazy, man. 2009 was when this game first came out. League of Legends beta footage. And you could still probably take a look at this game in beta, as bad as it is. Like this garbage right here. And you could still recognize it as the game.
This garbage. This garbage.
Look at this garbage. You could still look, Anivia's right here. I mean, you could still probably recognize it as the same game. God, this is
Yep.
crazy.
Oh, when Tarek was black.
Wait, what?
Look at him. He
He's
looks
not
black. Look at that.
He's just triangular.
Oh my goodness. Look
God,
at that
and
hair.
Corky-
That is a black man with a perm.
Corky still looks identical to what he is today.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
god, so bad.
Speed of heat. Oh, remember the bush that wrapped around Blue Buff on the boss side?
Oh my goodness. I totally forgot about it.
The old bushes. Like, this guy almost dies to Blue Buff. Oh, he does that. No. He has 1 HP.
Kind of close.
Fuck, dude. Where's his item? Oh, he didn't buy any items. That's his fault. Ash mid, Corky mid, Tarek mid.
Oh, I remember playing that Ashmid. Ashmid was
Old
great.
Rageblade, old Black Cleaver. Fucking hell, dude. That's crazy. I don't know. I know it's probably never going to happen, but I'd love to see League Classic. Like some sort of way to get this back. Even though it'd be terrible and it'd be awful. Fuck, dude. It's so bad.
League Classic. Ugh.
League Classic. What does this number 1 even mean? What does that even mean? God, dude. It's garbage.
Trash tier.
Fucking garbage game. Holy shit, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because the map rework came out in like 2014, I believe.
Right?
New Summoner's Rift. And
Our
like
game
I
looks
still
so bad.
I still think of the game. Yeah, November 12th, 2014. I still think of like the new map as the new map. Like I don't think of it like as League of Legends. I think of it's the new map. Nuts. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And when A New Dawn came out, the cinematic, that was like the big turning point where it's like, oh fuck. This shit's pretty cool.
Was that New Dawn? New Dawn,
Yeah,
New
remember
Dawn was cool.
A New Dawn was the cinematic with Leona and Ari, and then like they go and they fight Rengar, Darius, and like I think it was a teaser for. Fuck, who's it a teaser for? A New Dawn. It's for somebody. Ivern, maybe? No.
No.
A New Dawn. There was some sort of champion teased in it. I think. Oh no. This was the teaser for the new map. That's what it was. Yeah. It was a couple months before the new map came out.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. Something like that. 2014, man. Who knows? Release Sinzao. Oh god. Was it release A Soul actually that strong? I forget.
Yeah, he was strong.
Release Sin was stupid though.
I mean, Ace Soul is still really strong, right?
Yeah, A Soul definitely feels like one of those champions where no matter what you do to him, he has that certain niche that is very hard to shut out. That roaming level 3, 4 niche. It's very cool. What's up, Toaster Nerd 64? Sorry, I'm reminiscing about previous League of Legends days and sort of losing my mind.
Ah, the best days.
The good old days.
Oh man, League was so good back in the day. No.
No, it wasn't. Fuck, dude. I remember the first time I played against Udyr, I got demolished.
Dude, I still get demolished by Udyr. I don't know what that champion does. When I play him, he does no damage. But people come around the corner, I just beat my ass.
Dude, it's press the attack, man. They fucking beat your ass with press the attack.
You mean Conqueror? Conqueror.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I wonder why Udyr doesn't take Conquer.
Because press the
I think
attack's
it'd be
much
good
better,
on
and you can't build Conqueror out in the world.
It's true. Oh yeah, in the jungle it's hard to build Conquer. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I think I was playing 3v3s, and it was the first time I ever ran into Udyr. I didn't know what he did. And he was so tanky, he did so much damage, and he had a spimmable shield. And I'm just like, that champion is fucking nuts. I have to learn how to play him.
Every time someone brings up, hey, do you guys want to, like, so live team sometimes asks, like, what we think we should nerf or buff, right? Just because we want to get a wide spread of players. And at Riot, we are all Rioters, we all play different things. Like, Larry plays for fun, I play to win. Even if I'm playing for fun, I still want to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll never play I'll never play AD Twisted Fate because I will just play Caitlyn. That's a better AD Twisted Fate, right? It's a fucking ADC. But they were asking like, "Oh, what champion do you think we need to nerf?" And I just yell like as loud as I can. I'm like, "Wukong." I fucking hate Wukong. If I could delete one champion, it would be him. There's nothing skillful about him. Who would you delete?
Thresh. Fuck Thresh.
Thresh? Thresh is your problem?
Fuck Thresh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See.
I play Jax. I play every single hard engaged champion that gets destroyed by CC. So
okay, I get that.
Thresh is like the epitome of fuck you, Jax. It's really bad.
I see Kassadin. I also delete Kassadin. I don't mind Yasuo. And so Yasuo I can deal with, and I know that no matter how hard they win lane, they're still gonna throw it in a team fight. So I don't really care.
It's the opposite for me. It's usually when I see Yasuo, they crush lane, and then they like try to 1v5 and they get destroyed.
Yeah. Luckily, I play a lot of CC champions. So.
Yeah, CC really does screw over Yasuo and certain champions. I don't know. I mean, Jax is getting nerfed right now, and a lot of people are. I'm a Jax main, but I'm not of the volition that like, Joe, Jax is balanced. Jax doesn't need a nerf. I think like he's probably a little too strong. But a lot of people are just like, just pick CC champions. They counter Jax. I'm like, yeah, but when you don't have CC champions, he kind of just runs you over. So I don't know.
Like Katarina too, one of those champions that if you didn't have CC,
like,
it just all of a sudden kills
CC
you.
her. It's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah, I think Kassadin right now is out of control with Dark Harvest and Presence of Mind.
So if people go Presence of Mind on Cass?
Wait, do you anymore?
I don't think so.
Does it give back the mana? No.
So it does give mana back, but it gives like 10% off your ult, which I guess doesn't really matter on Cass. I mean, they could still probably go it. I don't know. It used to be where it would give you infinite mana for like 10 seconds, which is pretty stupid. But now it's just like, I think it's more of a Karthus rune now.
Oh, I hate Kassadin so much.
Yeah.
I ban Kassadin's my ban right now.
Kassadin is one of those guys where it's like, it doesn't matter how good you are in the bot lane. If your mid laner fucking ints against Kassadin, you're gonna get destroyed.
It doesn't matter. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. You're just like, fuck, dude. I'm 6-0. I bought a Hex Drinker. I bought a fucking Mercurial Scimitar. He's still coming for me, and he's still gonna get away for free after he one shots me.
So I feel really bad for this. I was playing Evelyn, and I was like the full build Broken Spellbinders Evelyn, and this guy builds Banshee's Veil, and Mercurial Scimitar on Kaisa, and I still killed him before he could do anything. And he's like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, "You need a support to not let you get to me, or for me to get to you."
Oh, it's bad, like, dude. It's bad.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Right now, especially when every support's playing fucking Brand Vel'Koz and stupid shit, it's like you don't have no way to protect them. It's like you just do damage. So AD carry's just like, I guess I'll just take all the ultimates while my support.
I think that's more reason why ADCs feel bad. ADC feels real good if you have an Alistar or a Braum. You're like, no one can hurt me.
There was a post by here, I made a tweet about it. Let me see if I can find it. Fuck, who was it? Where's he at? He was talking about how more people are gravitating towards non-traditional supports. Like, God, I should be able to find it. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, Maple Nectar, Richard Henke.
Yeah, he is the product owner of the live team.
Okay, so he says, Friday factoid: fewer players are choosing to play support during preseason, and those that do tend towards more aggro/protective champion, or more aggro versus protective champions. It's a trend we see across roles, but we usually see it converge back to the normal as the ranked season returns. So most people right now are playing champions in the support roles, such as Lux, Vigar, Brand, Zyra, Sona, Vel'Koz, with less people playing Thresh, Nautilus, Morgana, Lulu, Tahm Kench, Alistar, Leona, Nami, Taric, Braum. So when you have that Lux or Vigar support who can't actually stop you from getting one shot by a Fed Evelyn, because real bad, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful. So we we use a lot of data and numbers, but not to do things. We're not data driven. We're data informed. So like if you see those numbers, you're like, oh, we have to buff ADCs right now, and it's like, no, hold on.
Slow down.
Let's think about why this is happening. So Richard is a really, really smart guy. Also, you have to realize that, or for Moonboy, whose Sona is really high, the most picked top laner is Malphite. So like you have to.
I don't think I've seen a Malphite in a long time.
Right, but it might not be just for North America.
Yeah.
And China super loves the wombo combo type things that are pretty quick.
Franzodia.
Yep.
Franzodia is so good. It works everywhere. If you have a Moo Malphite, I think Blitzcrank. Who else is in Franzodia? Hold up. Franzodia. Yeah, Moo Malphite, Cho'Gath, Shen, Blitzcrank, Garen.
Yeah, Cho'Gath also.
I think this is kind of old, so it might be back in the day when Cho'Gath was more of a presence. But Franzodia is like, I love Franzodia.
They're cheap champions that are very effective and have high stats.
Yeah, they're just like...
Sona doesn't have the stats, but...
Oh, this is something I want to talk to you about. What do you think about Garen right now?
Why, do you think he's strong?
I hate the fact that Garen can build purely bruiser and still tank so much damage and have so much free reign over the game.
Yeah, but it's so hard time putting that damage on targets in the back if you have a tank.
That's true.
So I agree with you.
It's true. I don't think Garen's OP, because obviously he's very easy to counter, but I hate the fact that if I'm playing somebody like some stupid AD carry, let's just say Draven or something, if nobody can CC for me somehow, because there's something going terribly wrong in champion select, Garen can just kind of run in, Q you, E you, and then ult you, and then just run away with his fucking stupid ass Q.
Yeah, it's super tilting. It's how I feel about Wukong.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, guys,
I think
let's
the
go.
Gameplay loop is kind of similar, right?
Yeah, it's like, all right, guys, let's all stand together so he can't kill us. And Wukong still kills you and gets out. And you're like, okay.
He fucking W's in, you can't see him. He fucking ults you. Gets that electrocute proc. His ult does 8 billion damage. And then
so
dead.
if I was supreme leader of League of Legends from day one, there would be no stealth in the game. And there would also be no funny things in our game. Like Dunkmaster Darius is a no
funny allowed.
Dunkmaster. Our game is serious, so it's a good thing that like I don't run it all because these are super great things that have been done. But yeah, it's ugh.
So Crywars TM says, another question if you can answer, please. Are there any changes besides QFSA? Is he talking about Rengar? Are you talking about Rengar?
Yeah, everyone here wants to talk about Rengar.
What about Rengar? People?
But yeah, so I want to tackle his Q VFX. I want to tackle his hands glowing when you have max ferocity, and his blades glowing when he has Q turned on. And then I think that's it for right now. Oh no, and the ultimates. The ultimate, when you're hunting down someone, they glow. So yeah, those are the things I want to do.
Yeah, Larry had dinner to attend to.
Yeah, Larry's a nerd.
Larry, honestly, huge nerd. Can't stand the guy.
The worst. I hope he's
The
watching this
worst.
stream right now while eating food.
That'd be great. Yeah, I don't know. I am probably more on the side of what you say, where it's just like, hey, more serious stuff. Like, I enjoy the memes. Like, I like Dogmaw and Lollipoppy and stuff like that. But I like the cool skins. Like, I like Cosmic Castodon or Godstaff Jax or stuff like that.
And see, I like the alternate dimension ones, or where like they take their power to the extreme, like Elementalist Lux.
Yeah, well, that was such a successful skin in terms of just like how cool it was. Everyone loved that skin.
The different forms of dragon that Shyvana has. Like, I want to see her like, oh, this is what Shyvana would look like if she was born in the Freljord and all this kind of, like, I like those. I don't want to be like, what if Darius had a basketball? Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't have time for that.
What if Lux put on pajamas?
You're right. What if they were Star Guardians that wore pajamas? And you're like, okay, guys. I know people are gonna buy it.
Then you look at the sales numbers and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, people fucking love this. God.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't get it, but
there's a lot of people out there. There's people out there who play League and they play it hashtag for fun.
Yo.
God. I don't know, man. It seems like people have less questions to ask now. You guys aren't asking any questions.
Questions.
Where's the questions at?
I do want to eat tonight.
It's true. He's very hungry. He's a starving artist.
So even being called an artist to me, like as a kid, artists were hippies. My parents were like, don't ever be an artist. Both my parents are like academics. So like, study hard, go to school for 10 years after high school, and I'm just like, I make video games. Yay.
Oh, here's a question that you actually might be able to answer that fucking Una asks all the time for poor Larry. Is the Graves Stormrazor interaction intended? What do you mean by that? You probably know it.
So, intended, so critting all the bullets, I think, or like just a shit ton of damage.
What do you mean by that, Larry? Or, sorry, Una.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was ever intended. Like, we didn't create Stormrazor with Graves. But we're okay with it existing.
Yeah, I think Graves is like an outlier in terms of like how things interact on him. Like Black Cleaver is another interesting thing about Graves. I think the way it works is that one auto procs all of the Black Cleaver stacks, which is kind of cool, but it's also kind of
Death
weird.
Stance does the same thing. It's like, yes, you're right, it wasn't intended, but we're okay with the interaction.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know.
So factoid, fun thing. It's when Twisted Fate has, what is the rune, the one that makes Fleet Footwork?
Mm-hmm.
Every time he locks in a W card, it'll get Fleet Footwork to 100%.
Really?
So you can do back-to-back Fleet Footworks if you know how to do it correctly.
That's such a weird spaghetti code.
Yeah. And it's just, we're okay with it existing, but it's 100% not supposed to be that way. So if you said, is it intended? We're like, no. Are we okay that it exists? Yes.
That's a good answer. Yeah, it's super weird.
I
guess I need to lock in my 80 Twisted Fate Fleet Forward bot lane now. Start abusing fucking the interaction. Which champion is your favorite in terms of personality? Jinx. Jinx has the best personality.
What? Jinx has the best personality?
Yeah, dude. She like wants to blow everything up.
That's so fucking.
All right, who's your favorite?
I don't know. I was as soon as I started judging you, I was like, shit, I better come with a good one.
If you say Evelyn, I'll be like, all right, she wants to fuck everything.
yeah, basically. I'm kind of looking down. I'm thinking.
I mean, I play a lot of Jax, but that guy's personality is fucking boring. Holy shit. Who wants a piece of
Imagine if I had a
champ?
real weapon. No one stopped you from bringing one, Jax.
Yeah.
Go get one.
There's even a skin where he has a real weapon.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Cled's got
think
pretty good personality.
Cled's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Draven. Draven's really fun, or Braum. I like both their personalities.
Ah, yeah, Draven's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who wants a piece of the champ? Draven and Jax are kind of similar.
They are, yeah.
Let's see. Oh god, another Anivia question. Let's see. When will Anivia first cast? Yes.
Oh yeah, I answered in type whatever.
Oh, okay.
So we'd have to redo how, and like, I don't know. Like, none of the answers would make you happy because it'd be so easy to spam target on and off with no risk or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of like, it's kind of like how I feel the Jace ult tier stacking thing. Like, they removed the ability for Jace's ult to stack tier because people were just changing forms in Jace a lot. I don't know. It's just like one of those outliers where it's just like it probably should work from a clarity standpoint, but from a balance standpoint.
So I will say this: Anivia is one of our older champions. She plays like an older champion. There is a time in the next 5 years that she gets touched, right? Like she is, but she is unique. She has a good player base, and she hits her fantasy of the slow icicle, freezing whatever. So it's hard to just want to go in there. And I know that there's quality of life things that would make her better for you. I hear that. But we can't just give those out without having some sort of checks and balances, especially when she's like top 10% win rate right now anyways. Like, it's hard. She's not weak. It's hard.
Here's a question I'd love to have answered. What is the best website out there in terms of accuracy for statistics? Because I use champion.gg a lot, but a lot of people badmouth me for because they're like, oh, champion.gg, you fucking stupid. You're stupid. What do you think the best website out there in terms of like accurate statistics is?
I think it is Lolalytics.
Lolalytics?
Yeah. Lolalytics. LOLALYDICS.
Yeah, here it is.
And Freeze, I don't care what you say about Froggen. He's played a lot of Anivia. He does not play a good Anivia. Froggen is not a good team player. Froggen hoards money and does not do much with the money. He plays Karthus and Anivia poorly. So, just gonna throw that out at you. Anivia, even Froggen did bad with Anivia. Well, guess what? He plays it bad, so it makes sense. Doesn't surprise me. Dude's trash. But I love him. I love Froggen. He's a great person.
Apparently, Anivia has a really high win rate right now. I don't know how this works.
She's decently strong right now.
Best on champion win rate. So the best Anivia right now has a 59% chance win rate on Anivia. Wait, that's actually super. Oh wait, this site's great, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It throws a lot of information at your face.
Yeah.
So if I was telling someone,
the best Jax has a 60% win rate on Jax. This is super cool.
I think they should give me $3 now for pimping them out.
Yeah, dude. Fucking use promo code Ranger at LegendaryLarry.com.
Save 10%.
Save 10% on your free champion and analytics. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I'll keep this in my repertoire for when I'm looking up shit and I'm trying to argue with people on Reddit about stuff.
There you go.
If you want a website for 3D, oh yeah, okay, you already know it then. Yeah. Since LOL King shut down,
there's tons of champions like that. There's 140 champions. Not all are going to be super great in just Masters. You got to accept that, buddy. It's going to hurt, but I'm telling you right now, Amumu will never be competitively viable because Amumu is not made to be competitively viable.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to get. It's impossible to get every single champion good in every single level of play. But other champions don't matter. I mean, I don't think it will be too long before we shift back towards that longer scaling meta eventually. Like, we'll get back to 50-minute games sometime, and Anivia will fucking be OP again. Anivia destroys past 35 minutes.
I hate playing against Anivia. Like, you have to have Baron to push into her. It's super tilting.
Hard. Yeah, any champions that wave clear ridiculously well are very hard to play against when ahead.
Well, so right now, we want to have between 25 and 35-minute on average games. So, that's decently long, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the idea of a rune like Gathering Storm, but Gathering Storm as a rune totally breaks the game when you go to these very, very
60
long
minutes
games.
every time?
Yeah. Like, if you had 60-minute games every single game, everyone would be going Gathering Storm. And a lot of people still do go Gathering Storm because of that ideal. But when you have a rune that gives 80 to 100 AD/AP by itself, that's insane. Like, that's way stronger than any keystone.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm assuming that probably has something to do with how game length is decided. There'd probably be some sort of change to that rune if games were 60 minutes every time.
Yeah.
Absolute
what
focus.
form of version of it? Why is it Scion? Oh, Scion will never be reverted. I'll quit Riot before they revert Scion.
Dude, fucking old Scion was so goddamn stupid. I love it. I love old Scion so much.
He runs out with his little, like...
Oh, God. I
little
love both
pew-pew stun and then shield explodes.
I loved AoE lifesteal Scion that healed his teammates, and I loved AP one-shot fucking shield burst Scion. They were both so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Scion's E, where it would give AD, but every auto attack costed health. What a fucking weird mechanic. Holy shit. God. There was a lot of stupid ass champions back in the day.
Very much.
Who was reworked that was the stupidest, do you think? Scion's up there. AP Master E is also up there.
Poppy. Poppy ults the Soraka in the back and then it's got 10 seconds of just whooping your ass.
It. Yeah, that's probably it. Just ulting the back and not being able to take any damage from anybody else for the 10 seconds or whatever it was. I was gonna say Warwick, because people would just build all on hit Warwick and just ult one guy and they die, but yeah, Poppy takes the cake.
Fucking Poppy.
Oh, old Fiora. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Fiora. Her weird Blade Waltz ultimate.
Oh yeah, Omni Slash.
Yeah.
just can't. Oh, I'm sorry. Something uniquely made.
Fucking raise morale when you executed a allied minion. That shit was funny.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
When you execute allied minion and you gave AoE AD move speed and mana regen or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, something it gave to you, but the ridiculous part was the denying them XP.
Yes.
Just ugh.
Oh god. Quality League of Legends.
Quality gameplay, guys.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, Flaming Jenga, I think, had a question. I forgot that. Oh, no, we answered his question. He was talking about the reworked version. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's been so many good reworks. I don't think I had a single problem with any rework. Rework champion list. Let me see if I can have any issues with this.
One of the reworks that really it was the first one I did was Shen.
Mm-hmm.
And the story wasn't done for him, so he was released without anyone explaining why he had a spirit blade. And I got flamed so hard. Why does he have a blade that doesn't hurt people? Why does he have this giant ass sword? I'm just like, one's for the Shadow Realm and
the Shadow
or the Spirit Realm. Yeah, my bad. The Shadow Realm, the Spirit Realm, and one's for everything else. But you can't explain it to players when they haven't released something yet. And it was just, I got just players were savage to me.
Okay, a rework here that I probably didn't like a lot was the Maokai rework. That was an interesting rework. I think it was healthy for the game, but I definitely think a lot of people enjoyed his old stupid ultimate more than his AoE giant root ultimate. Like his old ultimate where he was AoE damage reduction was stupid, but it definitely felt really good.
So I'm gonna challenge that.
Okay.
Because it was one of those ultimates that's hard to appreciate. Because you know that you're taking less damage, but if you always have it up, do you really? Can you tell?
No, I agree with you. It was not confusing, but it was one of those ults where it's like it doesn't really feel like it's doing anything, even though it's doing something insane.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely feels like his ultimate, like the change where it's just like a giant AoE root. It doesn't feel like Maokai coming from a Maokai player. But yeah, I don't think it's a better ultimate.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, it didn't have that high moment that we want to give players, but you're not wrong that it's kind of like that thing was really good. It was really good.
That shit was OP. I don't know. There's so many soft reworks on here that I wouldn't really consider like huge. Swain rework was really good. I really liked the Swain rework.
Holy cow! So my alt's name is Clunky Gameplay. Because when players don't have an overpowered champion, they say clunky. It's like, oh, I can't kill anyone when I hit my abilities. We just buffed Swain's numbers, and all of a sudden he's not clunky anymore.
Oh yeah.
Same with like, what's his name? Aatrox. When we reworked Aatrox, everyone's like clunky gameplay, clunky, and then they see him just pop off in pro play, and they're like, oh, this is the smoothest character that's ever been made. You're like, I hate you.
I think clunky is a keyword for hard.
Yeah.
Or at least like higher. I don't know. Because I think most people would probably consider Riven clunky until they learn how to properly animation cancel or properly do her combos.
Yeah. And I get it. But at the same time, I'll stab you. Evelyn, clunky, you can never hit her charm. Like, dude, just before you yell at me, just try it once. Just give it a quick rundown. Best thing you ever done.
Yeah, old Kog'Maw with the 5.0 attack speed. That shit was fun.
That was an ambitious goal.
Yeah, with AoE Rageblade. Oh shit, dude, that was my kink.
That was it.
Yeah, dude, fucking 5.0 attack speed with Blade of the Ring King, AoE Rageblade, Runin's Hurricane for AoE, and just like so much stupid shit on that one champion. God, Kog'Maw was stupid. Yeah, so you remember this, right? Old Runin's was it was like basically Hydra for ranged champions. Do you remember that?
Yes. I'm not
crazy,
here.
Right?
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not crazy. I'm here.
Yeah, it's just like once you hit max stacks, it would do AoE. It didn't have the Phantom Hit passive because that was still on Devour, but it had AoE once you hit max stacks. So you would go that Runin's Bork, and you would have double percent health, AoE damage. It was stupid.
That is awesome.
God, fucking reminiscing is such a dangerous drug.
Yeah, I mean, Simpsons did an episode about that, right? I remember.
No, that was South Park. But yes.
What did I say?
You said Simpsons.
Holy cow, I did. I am so sorry,
Basically the
South
same
Park.
show, right? I remember. Urgot. Urgot was the definition of clunky before his rework. Fuck that champion. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I tried to play old Urgot so much, and I was just like, how did people play this dog shit champion? And then new Urgot's just like, holy shit, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's still ugly. That was one thing we wanted to keep true.
Oh god.
So
I love the sort of shift towards your dead ults that has happened in the past like few years, like Urgot's ultimate and Pyke's ultimate, where it's just like no matter what you do, you're fucking dead if you get to this point. I love that. Just like, oh god, stop the bullshit, you're fucking dead. Stop shielding for all of your HP. Yeah, stop shielding for all your HP. Stop fucking parrying shit. Stop goddamn dashing halfway across the map with one skill. You're fucking dead, kid. Stop.
So I play Poppy top lane because I love that feeling when someone picks a dasher and you're like, no.
Yes.
This is where you stay. This is where I kill
You're fucking staying here. Stop.
I want you to know this is your graveyard.
Yes. God, I played a lot of Puffy jungle back before she got... Well, the first time, and then I played her a lot recently until Electric got nerfed. And she felt really strong both times.
Electric got nerfed?
Yeah, a couple months ago. It was less of a nerf towards most people. It was when they decreased the cooldown but decreased the cooldown but also decreased the damage. So it was less strong in the jungle but more strong in lane.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Chat was saying something about talking about the cool music. Katie updating her profile picture, probably with a Sunwung picture. Yeah, Katie's got some. Oh yeah, she just got a. I don't know who did that. Does she?
Her
Does
Christmas
she credit
Nami?
her? Yeah. Does she credit her artists? Let's see.
Probably.
Yeah.
Seems like something she would do.
Rurman.
Raman.
Some gentleman who has no tweets, has some Chinese characters as his name, and no avatar.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right. But he joined 2014.
Yeah. Why is Gnar not viable anymore? Because he fucking sucks, dude. Shitty champion.
So Gnar was viable when top laners couldn't kill him, right? Because they're playing tanks and he has that shred with the W, and he could just split push. And then that meta kind of disappeared, and there's not just flat tanky people top lane anymore. Yeah. And then you're gonna say, but there's Sion top lane because Sion fucks him really hard. So that doesn't.
Sion doesn't give a shit.
Sion does not care if you
Sion
believe you're a tank killer.
Buys a ZZ Rut, fucking split pushes your lane until you're dead, and even after he dies, he still pushes your lane.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question, though. No, go ahead. Sorry, I was still formulating.
Oh, I was gonna say, what's his name? Unibull's like, because he can't use this rune. You say that, but I would imagine out of the top 10, only like 2 use Conqueror.
In terms of top lane? Yeah, I think it's like Jax and maybe Fiora. Who's topping top right now?
I mean, is Camille one that uses? I don't. Maybe she does.
I think Camille goes.
Press the attack.
I don't know what Camille uses. Yeah, press the attack. She goes press the attack.
Okay. Yeah. Conqueror is not what makes someone a top laner right now. Conqueror is not even good. I don't know.
Why are you mumbling?
It's like, yeah, because it's not a popular opinion. But it's how I feel inside.
Yeah, a lot of Jax fans were very scared when Meddler came out and they said, "Hey, we're gonna nerf Jax," because they're like, "Fuck, dude, they're gonna nerf Jax and they're gonna nerf Conqueror." But yeah, and I think that you're right. I think Conqueror is overblown as the villain of top lane.
Oh, I agree.
It's just like, hey, fucking Jax, Fiora, Camille, whoever's playing this rune, they're really strong right now. Aurelia, because of Conqueror. And I'm like, I mean, it helps them, but I don't think it's the reason why they're strong. I think it's the fact that their counters are not super strong at the moment. And I mean, there's probably millions of factors going into the fact why certain champions aren't strong and others are.
Yeah, but it's okay because someone on Reddit can solve it with just a quick number tweak.
Yeah, dude, just fucking nerf Conqueror. Just nerf Aurelia.
Oh yeah. Nerf that girl.
What was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, okay. No. What was I saying?
Yeah. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Something about Jax? Everyone was like, Conqueror? Jax is OP because Conqueror. He has no weaknesses. They're gonna nerf his E, they're gonna nerf his Q. And then when the PB thread came out and it's just like they took 40 damage off his ult at rank 4, everyone was like, what the fuck?
Riot?
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I think people who are very attached to their champion have a very detached portion of their view based on their champion. Like, obviously, they're not going to be unbiased. Even people who want their champion nerfed just so they aren't deemed as OP, they're gonna have different ideas than some people.
So a lot of even designers have this problem, where they don't want to nerf their champion.
My baby.
Or have their champion nerfed. So you're like, dude, we're gonna nerf. Let's just enter Aatrox here. Then Riot Jack's like, whoa! What are you?
Slow down. All right.
Like, hold on. First I heard of this, and you're like, oh well, we're gonna do this. Like, I felt like that was fair. And they're like, it wasn't really fair. And yeah,
it
so
must be hard
there's
to argue with somebody who's like, come on, man. Maybe you're too close to this.
Yeah, and they know they're close, but it's like that's a good thing. Like, I'm glad that you take this so passionately, but it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna need you to accept it.
It has to happen. Come on.
Yeah, it's just.
So here's a question that I see bandied around a lot. Do you think that Riot puts champions in the grave for an extended period of time on purpose because they don't have any way to really deal with them?
Yep.
An example would be Callista.
I will 100% state this for a fact. Ryze, Azir, and Callista are in their state because they're really good competitively and in the right hands, but not for the majority. So it's really fucking hard to balance.
Yeah, it's just like, God, this champion is rolling people in fucking Challenger, but it has a 20% win rate in fucking everywhere else.
Like, what do you do with that? You just like sit there and you're like,
there's so I mean, obviously there's fucking thousands of people trying to fix this problem, and I have no issue. I have no way to fucking fix it. How do you do that? It's crazy. It's just like a lot of the times it's really like, oh, you nerf their high skill champ abilities and then make their stats stronger, so they're stronger. But that's just like, it's a band-aid fix. I don't know, and it makes them clunky in terms of Reddit.
Yeah.
To use Reddit terms, like Elise.
It hurts. They're not wrong. Just like,
I don't know. It's hard, and I'm sure you want to make champions that are not you specifically, but people want to make champions that are high skill cap.
Well, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I mean, but you want to have some champions that are like, you can be good at this champion.
Yeah, that's why Azir hasn't gotten that rework, like that super, like, if he's at a 44% win rate, then obviously he needs to be reworked. You're like, no, because there's really good Azir players still. He's still picked. The majority of people lose them. So they don't.
That's
they don't
so
spend the
great
time.
about Akali too, because Akali is universally hated right now. And
oh my god,
look
she
at
has
her
such
win
a bad
rate,
win rate,
and it's just so bad. It's so bad.
So every time someone goes, "You need to nerf Akali," I go, "She has a bad win rate," and they go, "It doesn't matter. That's the noobs that are losing with her." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And they go, "Oh, you also need to nerf whoever has a 55% win rate." And if I'm like, "Oh, well, the noobs don't play that champion. It's only the good players. He's balanced." They're like, "No, not okay." It's like, oh my god, they're the same thing.
There's no perfect fix or anything, is there?
No. It's just sadness.
Make Camille stronger? Fuck you. Camille's perfectly strong.
Wow. Hey.
It's fine. That level 2 cheese, that bullshit that she does, fuck that.
God, I hate Camille.
Yeah.
Actually, I love Camille myself, but I definitely hate playing against her.
I don't know. True damage is definitely something where it's like, it's very hard to deal with. So it's just like, God, if this champion's doing 800 true damage with one auto, how do you fucking deal with that? But then it's just like, I mean, that's kind of part of their identity. They're a tank shredder, and they can duel anyone, but they struggle with this or that. I don't know, it's weird.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of this,
I hear you.
a little bit of that.
It's hard.
Callista is in the graveyard of esports skins. Does she have championship? She has championship and SKT. Or hold up, she has like 4 skins. Callista. Yeah, she's got. Oh, this skin looks badass. Wait, that's Akali. What the fuck? Wait, what? Why are there? Wait.
Why?
What?
Why are there? Yeah, I'm just gonna screenshot that real quick. Don't look at it. Don't look it in the eyes. I'll start thinking it's people.
I think it's because I typed Kali.
Type out all Callisto,
that
see what
actually might be
happens.
my fault. Let me go to champions. And then click on there
Oh,
we go.
okay, yeah, you're right.
I think it's because I was in the skin graveyard. Yeah, she has SKT, Championship, and Blood Moon. I mean, that's more than some champions who have been out for a while.
Yeah?
I think she has pretty good skins.
I mean, not if you asked a main of that
Close to
champion, but
main.
yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of champions out there that I mean, there's like a fucking running joke about it has been so and so days since blank has gotten the
Yep.
skin. And it's just
Those
like,
are
here comes
fun.
another Ari skin.
And yeah, I get that. That can be frustrating. I hear you.
I mean, I don't know. When people use that for an example, you just direct them towards Annie, and you realize that she has like 13 skins, and you're like, holy shit.
People love Annie. I don't know
Apparently.
why. She's so binary.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you one-shot me with your ult. So cool.
But
Let's
I'm also
see.
getting older, so I also like, binary champions.
So you say you play a lot of Evelyn. What else do you play right now?
Oh, let me look. My match history.
Let's go to the quality
Got some
stats
Evelyn,
page on the profile page.
Jhin, Ezreal, Kindred, Jinx, Ari. I'll play a lot of Ari.
I love Jinx. I really hope Jinx gets some love eventually. She's so much fun.
Jinx is like top 5 top laner or ADCs
Is
right
she?
now.
Really?
Jinx
I
is
thought she was in
real
the
good.
garbage can.
No, you're in the garbage can. Okay, she's at she's got a 50% win rate. All right, she's not that great, but
She's
50% is
perfectly
really good
balanced.
for a champion that pops off.
She has gone up. She went up a little bit over the past. A little bit.
Oh, you're like, I'm gonna give it to you, but not like around.
I don't know. I mean, she's a lot of fun. I love Jinx, and I like her playstyle because I like that sort of like, holy shit, I'm popping off in a team fight. But I
Mhm.
definitely don't think she's at her heyday right now.
No, no.
Although I play a lot of a shit ton of Pike, and that's probably part of the problem. Pike's hella fun.
Dirty. Pike's hella broken.
So
Sorry to hear
okay,
what you said.
okay. What do you think about Pike solo lane? We've been seeing a little bit of inklings of that recently.
Yeah.
Majority in the top and mid lane.
He's not supposed to be. He's not supposed to be a solo laner.
Yeah.
So
So what do you think the problem is? Do you think it's the fact that he has pretty crazy sustain off his passive,
Yeah.
or
he's
you
just
think
so
that's
hard to
it?
fucking kill. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just doesn't go down.
I think it's that mixed with his E, but I also don't think his E's like crazy, because it is a pretty free escape, but it also is his really only form of engage besides maybe a good hook. I don't know. It's hard.
Right?
It's hard to say
it's
what's
really
wrong
hard.
with him. His ult damage is super dumb. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking Pike. It's that ambition where they wanted somebody who actually felt strong in the support role and felt like he could kill people. But it's like, how do you do that without assassins are already so binary as they are? Like, how do you make a support an assassin without fucking breaking the game?
Good question, buddy.
All right, well, let's do one more giveaway real quick, and then we'll let Mr. Ranger here go and eat some dinner. How do did I delete this? Oh, Nightbot. I had to bring Nightbot back up. Well, I had a lot of fun doing this tonight. I'm glad you and Larry came out, and I'm glad you actually stuck
it was
around
super
for
fun.
longer than Larry could.
Oh,
So
that's just between me and Larry. I'm better, and that's about it.
all right, keyword is exclamation point enter, if I can spell it correctly. Type this in chat and enter for a mystery skin giveaway. And if you're not on my friends list, I'll give it to you once it becomes available, because apparently there's some sort of cooldown. Also, if this is the sort of thing you like as a Twitch person, like if you like watching people talk about stuff, for a long period of time. This is something that I like doing, and I'd love to do more often. So if you want to hear people like Ranger, Mr. Alex here, or Larry, or I think Jeff says he's going to come on next week, it's something that I'd like to do more often. So follow the stream, follow my Twitter. We'll be talking about it way more often. I'll pester as many rioters as I can to come on as often as possible. And if they're available and they aren't sick of me talking to them, I'll do it for as long as I can. So
let them know it's a safe place and you don't yell at anyone.
Obviously, massive thanks to people who put up with my dumb shit for however long we've been streaming. Hold up. Uptime.
I doubt you'll get Reeve. Reeve is a little bit of a... He definitely does his family stuff on the weekends.
Yeah, I don't know him personally. I think Jeff, who is another senior QA person, said that he'd love to come on next week. And honestly, the more the merrier. So whoever wants to come on, I mean, if you want to come on again, I'd love to have you.
Jeff's a great guy.
Riot.
But don't tell him I said that.
No, dude, that guy sucks.
Thank you.
Yeah, just like anyone who has some sort of fucking experience in making this game or something is free to come on and talk. Obviously, I'm sort of just like the intermediary between the idiots on Reddit and Twitch chat and the intellectuals at Riot.
I can hear you.
I'm like half idiot, half intellectual.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. I think it could become a popular thing. Oh, if you have an idea for like a name for this, or like some sort of better way to market this sort of thing, I want it to express that it's not like anything official. Obviously, I'm not part of Riot, and my guests are speaking like somewhat officially, but they're not like taking stances like for the company. So it can't be anything like Ask Riot or anything like that, obviously. But anything like fun that you could think of if you have a name for it, I'd love to hear it. If we do make this more of a regular thing, it has to go through the people first. Like, I'm not gonna do anything without asking them, obviously. I don't want to put them in any bad positions.
The People's Court.
The People's Court. Real people. Real cases.
God, I hated those things so much.
Dun dun. Enter the giveaway. I might actually start this a little earlier next time too. The problem with Riot is everyone is fucking on the West Coast, so they're 3 hours behind.
Sorry, did you say problem?
Sorry. The good thing about Riot is that they're on the West Coast.
West Coast.
So they're 3 hours behind everyone. So for me, it's 11:30 p.m., but for them, it's just like, hey, it's just starting to become the evening. So it's a lot of time sensitive. So if possible for them, obviously, it goes through their checks and balances first. It might start a little earlier, but if it does become a regular thing, it would be nice to do it a little earlier in the evening. For us tiny baby East Coast people.
No, you're great.
Alright, I guess we'll just do the giveaway now. Give a Julesbert. Following since the 24th. Hey, you're not totally new. Appreciate that a lot. So if you want to add me on League of Legends right here, my IGN is Nighthawk. It appears there's some sort of cooldown from which we are friends, so I can't give away things right away. But if you do add me, I will do it in 1 day, I believe. I think that's the cooldown. And then I'll get you your skin within 24 hours or so. So I appreciate it a lot. And congratulations. And again, I want to give a big thanks to Riot Ranger. Here's his Twitter right here, if you want to follow him. He's not super active on
not at all. No,
Twitter,
I'm sorry.
but I'm sure
I'll
the
get
number
better.
boost is something. That's his Twitter right there. Massive thanks for him coming out. He obviously is probably one of the most knowledgeable people here in terms of game design and game balance. Obviously, loads more than me and Larry, coming from the more casual side of League. So appreciate him coming out and giving a great sort of perspective into that side of League of Legends that we couldn't really answer. And maybe we'll have him on again sometime soon. I'd love to have him on whenever he's available. So
Sounds good, man.
yeah, thanks a lot for everyone to come out. I don't think there's much more to really do. If anyone else has anything they want to rapid fire real quick, less than 5-second answer, quick get it in. If not, we're going to let them go and we're going to let them eat some dinner, and I'm also going to get off. Thanks, Riot, Larry, and Ranger for answering the questions. Great to see them interacting with the community. Yeah, I'm actually super happy that they agreed to do this. I wasn't really expecting it.
Oh, Larry told me I had no choice, so no. Chinese takeouts, orange chicken.
It was really odd. I was in a game with Brandon Beck the other day, just randomly, and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, nice.
Fucking, yeah, it was just, one of my friends was just like, hey, do you want to play some League? I'm like, sure. And then they invited me, and I'm like, oh, Rise is playing. Oh, that's him. It's really odd.
Oh, hello. He's
not
nice.
very good.
I mean, no, of course not. He never was. Mark is like plat, but Brandon's always been like silver.
Yeah, he plays a lot of Lex and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. I love you, Brandon. No, I played WoW with him too.
Oh yeah,
he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. All right,
nice
that's what I'm
guy.
gonna say.
What a great guy.
Yeah,
love
what a
him.
just an A+ of a person.
What a fucking fantastic individual.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you having me.
Thanks so much for coming on again. Riot Ranger, follow him on Twitter. Check out his Reddit posts if you want to give him some support.
There you go. I do more Reddit.
We'll try to do this again sometime, probably every Saturday, but no promises. So,
All right.
so again,
Well,
Alex,
I will
thanks for
talk to you
coming out.
later, Brent.
Appreciate it a lot, and see you later.
Later, guys.
Bye. Thanks so much to you guys individually for coming out and supporting this thing. Obviously, I don't stream as often as I used to. I don't play League as much. I've been sort of kind of balancing towards this kind of just talking to people sort of stream. It's a lot more fun for me personally, and I feel like I get a lot more out of it and get a lot more chat interaction. I know a lot of people don't kind of resonate with the just chatting formula where there's just like, oh man, this guy's just talking at chat, he's not doing anything exciting. But it's something that I enjoy a lot more personally than just playing the game, because I'm not very good at League of Legends, so it probably isn't super entertaining to watch me play, and B, I have a lot easier time interacting with people via the chat when I'm not trying to play League, because I'm very binary. So I'm either playing the game or playing League or talking to chat. So it's I have a hard time doing that. But let's see if we can host anyone while we still have a decent viewer count. Let's see. Mugo's playing some League. Mugo was in here earlier. He's a longtime friend of mine, so he's playing some League right now. So if you like League, check out his channel. And I'm going to say adieu. Again, if you liked this sort of thing, you like this sort of Riot Q&A sort of thing, and if you enjoyed my input whatsoever from my tiny standpoint, it's going to be more consistent. We're going to try to do this every week, whether it's every Saturday or Friday, Saturday, sometime on the weekends, because it's a lot easier to get people together. I enjoy it. I know that a lot of these people don't mind coming out and sharing some stuff, helping the community out, sort of trying to put a better face on Riot because they've had some issues over the past few months. So it's definitely nice to see the human side of the company rather than just the angry side. So I really appreciate them making the time for it, and I appreciate you guys coming out and making the time for us. So overall win-win. I enjoy it. They enjoy it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Win-win-win. Anyway, I'm going to host my friend Moogle now. If you want to say hi to him, he's playing some League. I'm sure he'd appreciate some people hanging out. And I hope you guys have an excellent evening and enjoy your December. Happy Christmas.